A big win last night at Dunn Field, and the Elmira Pioneers moved to a record that they have not seen this entire season. 3 games above 500 on the year, and they look to continue that dominance in a team that came back with 7 runs just last night. Here at John Salone Field in Geneva, New York, it's the Elmira Pioneers and the Geneva Red Wings taking place here in the West Division of the PGCBL. Anthony Labonte alongside Evan Baird taking you through the contest here today. And we would like to make a note here about this field. It was a former minor league field, so it's going to have its qualities to it. As you can see right here, we're pressed right up against the fence here. There's a fence and then a net behind it. So we apologize for the camera angle here. It's just the quirks of minor league baseball.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of these PGCBL teams are based out of former minor league stadiums, or at least a stadium that has a great history behind it. Just a lot of great baseball history in upstate New York in general. This place no exception.
So we apologize. We'll try to explain as best we can the things that are happening around the field. And something else that we can explain is the West Division standings happening right now. Batavia currently sits at 12-4. They dropped a game yesterday against Auburn. Big shocker there. Auburn got the victory. Jamestown now right behind them. They're 12-5. Auburn's 10-5 on the year. Elmira, as I mentioned, 3 games above 500. They're 9-6. Followed by Niagara Falls. They're 8-9. They fell to Jamestown just yesterday. Niagara Ironbacks, they defeated Newark yesterday. They're 8-9. Olean, they're 7-9 on the season. Geneva is 4-11 following that loss yesterday to Elmira. Newark, as I mentioned, 1-13. As we get ready to get things set up here, the Pioneers get ready to go. And it's going to be a new face leading off for the Pioneers. It's Caleb Delaney. Normally slotted into the 9-10 hole. He made it his spot in the lineup. Today, Coach Drum says, let's change things up. Let's move him up to number 1.
Yeah, much deserving of moving up in this lineup. He has just been sensational in these last couple of games.
8 for his last 9 at-bats. Here it goes. The first pitch in this contest, that one up high, ball 1, coming against Caleb Delaney. On the mound here for the Geneva Red Wings is going to be Caden Baralt. This is going to be his 3rd start of the season, following what was an electric one to start things off. That one's hit on the ground towards the second baseman. Second baseman takes the steps over. J.C. Gamble flings it on over to first to hit his man in Dietz for the first out. A ground out there from Caleb Delaney will be the first out in the contest. But as I was mentioning, Baralt, his last time out, it was 7 scoreless innings against Newark. So he looks to come back into this one and get things moving. It's another lefty matchup here between the pitcher who goes against Brett Baker. And that's what changes by moving Delaney up, as you put another lefty bat there as that one goes well outside, ball 1.
Yeah, we've seen Adamo leading off lately for the Pioneers, and it definitely changes that dynamic a little bit as a pitcher when you have to face a right-handed hitter immediately followed by a left-handed hitter. So facing 2 lefties out of the gate is a really big thing for Baralt. It's definitely going to see if he can try and find a similar sequence here.
Baralt gets set, he throws, that one's inside, ball 2.
And he's only thrown 4 pitches so far, but one of them was hit and play. The other 3 not been particularly close to the strike zone.
That was something that was a problem yesterday for Geneva when it came to that 7-run inning by the Pioneers, was the walks. So that's something that they're going to try and limit here today. They want to take on the Pioneers. Brett Baker stands in with a 2-0 count. Baralt steps and deals. That one's going to hit the corner for a strike. There's something to make note of, the delay call there on the strike call.
I mean, that was a really good pitch on the outer part of the plate. From here, it looked like it might have been a little bit outside, but 2-0 count, not a bad take, just a really great pitch.
The 2-1, that one's inside. 3-1 now.
Yeah, Baker finds himself in a hitter's count here, 2nd batter of the game, but you can't let your eyes get too big because you don't have anybody on base to move around. Just try and get yourself on base here, whether that's with a walk or a base hit.
3-1 count coming here for Brett Baker. Looking to get on base. The pitch, that one is right down the middle for strike number 2.
Yeah, maybe he was looking for something else there, but that was a fantastic pitch to hit. Maybe just trying to see some more pitches out of a starter in the 1st inning. But now a full count for Baker, and getting on base just got a little bit harder.
Full count incoming here. The infield plays a little bit back. The throw, that one's inside. Baker's going to get on. He extends his on-base streak to 12 with that walk.
Yeah, Baker's just been phenomenal at getting on base. It seems like every time the Pioneers are playing, you can just about bank on him to find his way on base by any means necessary.
Jalen Tidwell now up to bat. He's batting .333 on the season, but the big factor is those 3 triples that he has. That leads the PGCBL.
And who could forget the home run that he hit yesterday?
That one went well over left field at Dunn Field. Trying to see if he can do that again. The dimensions are practically the same here as that one. First pitch goes for a strike.
And while the dimensions may be the same here, I think the lack of having the higher fences makes the field seem a little smaller than it really is compared to Dunn Field, where they have 20-foot fences surrounding nearly the entire outfield.
The 0-1 count here for Jalen Tidwell. That one cut on and missed for strike number 2.
Yeah, Tidwell a little behind on a fastball here. Right now, Baralt's got his fastball working. It seems like every time he throws it, the Pioneers are just a little behind on it.
Brett Baker currently occupies first base. He has his lead over there on the corner. Baralt steps and throws. That one outside. Ball 1.
Looked like he tried to go back to the heater there, just didn't have a great feel for it. Winds up missing outside. Probably trying to throw a pitch a little on the outer part of the plate. Hopefully seeing Tidwell get in front of it, roll it over for the double play, but now it moves to a 1-2 count.
Tidwell playing in the back half of the box. Here it comes, the 1-2. That one going to be strike 3. Hit the corner. Tidwell watched that one go by. It's the first punch out of the day for Baralt.
Yeah, really good pitch there on the outer part of the plate. Nothing you can do but watch that one go by and hope it's not called a strike. Unfortunately for Tidwell, that's not the case.
Now up to bat comes the cleanup hitter. It's Nick Spanner, who yesterday had a double and ended up scoring 2 runs. 2 outs here in the top half of the first in Geneva, New York. The pitch by Baralt, so that one goes down low, ball 1.
Yeah, ever since those first 2 hitters, Baralt's definitely done a better job finding the zone. It feels like his misses aren't missing by much. That one didn't miss by a whole lot.
And it's going to be interesting how you pitch to Spanner. A 3-for-7 record through his 2 games that he's gone in, as that one is high, ball 2.
And again, that wasn't a bad pitch. That one's certainly off the strike zone, but not a bad pitch again from Baralt. It seems like his misses are getting a lot better as this inning has progressed.
And that fastball has just whizzed past these batters. The 2-0 with 2 outs. Brett Baker currently occupies first. The Red Wings trying to get out with no damage. That pitch will fall right in there for strike number 1.
Took a little off that one, throws an off speed right through the zone. The idea being you're going to get the strike with the hitter sitting fastball. Great job to steal a strike.
As the sun is coming in here, it's kind of hitting at a right angle towards these right batters. As that one's hit there by Spanner. It's up in the air. It heads towards left field, but it's going to drift back inward towards third base in foul territory. Grabbed there by the third baseman. And that will do it for the top half of the inning. The Pioneers are not able to score despite one man getting on. It's 0-0 as we head to the bottom half of the first. Bottom half of the first here in Geneva, New York. Anthony Labonte alongside Evan Baird taking you through the 9 innings of action here today. And on the mound for the Pioneers, it's Landon Birch. And on the season, he's got a 2-0 record through 3 starts. The one start that he did not get any decision in was his first start. That was opening day against Batavia. Coming up to bat is J.C. Gamble. This is going to be his first game playing against Elmira for a guy who leads the Red Wings in hits. First pitch, that one. Clips corner for a strike.
Yeah, and Birch has been fantastic this season. You mentioned the no decision. That was just first game of the season. Pioneers hadn't quite figured out the bullpen, but Birch this year has just been unbelievable.
A .53 ERA for Landon Birch. The 0-1. That one's too high. Ball 1 going against Gamble.
And interesting to see him go off speed on the second pitch of the game. A lot of times you'll see a pitcher kind of commit to just a fastball and a changeup for the first inning. Don't want to show the hitters too much.
As getting ready here, J.C. Gamble, the second baseman for this contest. The throw. That one's hit off the end of the bat. It goes over towards third base. It's going to get past Jalen Tidwell over there, and it's going to be a single coming in here for J.C. Gamble.
Yeah, great swing there from Gamble. Got a pitch on the outer part of the plate. Just sends it over there just past the glove of Tidwell. Strong start to the game for the Red Wings.
12th hit of the season for J.C. Gamble, and just like that, Geneva has a man on. As up to bat now comes C.J. Orego, the catcher for this contest. Looking to put something through and get the man home here. He's batting .333 so far on the season. Birch's throw. That one gets there for a strike.
Yeah, and he goes with a fastball in the outer part of the zone just to see if Gamble's going to take off at first base, because it gives Spanner a much better pitch to throw on than if he were to throw something on the inner part of the plate or if he were to throw an off speed.
Birch enters into today with a 118 whip. That's walks and hits per inning pitched. That one is there. It's going to be a strike. The throw down over, but it's going to be a stolen base there by J.C. Gamble. His 10th stolen base on the season comes in now, and that will move him to second base with an 0-2 count now on the board for Orego, but a man in scoring position.
Yeah, you got a really good jump there. Not a bad pitch for Spanner to throw on. Just left it a little short, and that's not a bad throw at all to give it to a one-hop to try and get the tag down, but Gamble just got too good a jump for that to work.
0-2 man in scoring position for the Red Wings. The pitch, that one is hit high into the air. Goes towards right field. Delaney's running towards his right. He dives. He makes the grab there. It's going to be for the out. The throw comes in. J.C. Gamble tagged from second base. So it'll move him in that one, but it'll be a fly out to right field.
An unbelievable play out there in right field by Caleb Delaney. Just got a fantastic beat on it. That one slicing down the line. We saw he had to keep tracking it down the line. Last second, he lays out and makes an unbelievable catch. That one saves a run.
And let's take a look around the field for the Pioneers.
Yeah, going around the horn for the Pioneers, it's going to be Tidwell over at third base, Manny Esley at shortstop, Tyler Adamo at second with Jack Aylward at first. In the outfield going to left to right, it's Tyson Gingerich, Brett Baker, and Caleb Delaney with Nick Spanner doing the catching for Landon Birch.
As up to bat is Michael Ucci, who played in the game yesterday against the Pioneers. In that one, he did not get a hit. He went 0 for 3, but got on base by a hit by pitch. First pitch went in there for a ball. 1-0. The throw, that one will be a little bit too high. It's 2-0 now.
Yeah, not a bad pitch there from Birch just to try and steal a strike, but now he's going to have to try and throw a pitch he's a little uncomfortable with, because you have to make sure that this pitch finds the zone. You can't fall behind 3-0.
J.C. Gamble on third base, the last stop before home, trying to give Geneva the lead early. That one's hit right back towards Birch, and it's going to head into the outfield. It's going to be grabbed there by Baker, but it's not going to be able to do anything. J.C. Gamble gets home. It's 1-0 Red Wings.
Yeah, that's exactly why Landon Birch didn't want to have to fall behind 2-0. The last thing he wants to do is throw ball 3, so what does he do? He throws a pitch nearly right down the middle, and Ucci punishes him for it. Now it's 1-0 Geneva.
An RBI single there from Michael Ucci, and Austin Dietz will now step up to home plate to take this one. The righty-lefty matchup here with a man on first. And one run already scored by Geneva. Birch gets set, he throws. That one is hit on the ground and foul.
And a lot of aggressive swings here from the Red Wings. We've seen so many of their players come up, and they're swinging hard within the first couple pitches. of the at-bat. Maybe just trying to throw Landon Birch off his game a little bit, force him to have to try and work on the corners of the strike zone versus going straight at these hitters.
Last time that they were here, Geneva, it was a game against Batavia where they ended up losing that one 16-14, but that 16 score didn't come until the 9th inning.
Yeah, just a casual 30-run day at the ballpark.
Not as much as the Pioneers in Auburn. That went 438. The highest scoring game in the PGCBL this season. That pitch high. 1-2.
Not a bad pitch there from Birch. Goes to a classic waste pitch, the high fastball in the 0-2 count, trying to get the swing and miss. Still in the driver's seat of this at-bat, but you got to be looking to get the out here on this pitch.
1-2 count coming here. Uchi currently occupies first. That one's hit hard and foul. There, goes over towards third base dugout. It'll remain 1-2. An unexpected start so far for Landon Birch. 1 run already scored by the Red Wings off of 2 hits.
And he's given up some hard contact so far as well.
1-2 count coming in here now for Austin Dietz. Birch is set. The 1-2. That one's hit high into the air. It heads over towards shallow left field. Going for that one and making the grab there will be Gindrich for the second out. No move there from Uchi. It's 2 down now.
Yeah, that's a great job there from Birch. Gets a lazy pop fly, and right there, that's just getting an out where you can. With a runner on first base, all you want to do is try and get an out. You're just looking to avoid something that gets hit into a gap, something that can potentially score that runner, and he does a great job to get that crucial second out.
Now up is going to be Caden Coots taking things forward for the Red Wings, and on the season, he's batting .229. That one is going to go for a ball. He steps in here with a man on first and Michael Uchi. Following Uchi's own RBI single that put them on the board. The pitch, that one. Did he go? The home plate umpire says on the swing it was very close. It didn't look like he swung there, though.
I thought from here it looked like the bat went around, and it doesn't take much. You don't need to commit to a full swing. Just need the bat to break the plane in front of home plate, and that's what it looked like it did.
That's why you're color and I'm just play-by-play. The 1-1, that one falls in there for a strike.
Beautiful pitch there. He just set up. That's a great job there by Birch to set him up. He throws that low off speed to get the check swing, and then he goes to an off speed in the zone. Now, if you're the hitter, you're thinking that pitch is going to fall off the table and for the ball that you just swing at, but instead it winds up being a strike. Now Birch is ahead 1-2.
Trying to get the final strike of this inning. The pitch, that one inside. It's going to be a pair of 2s on the board now here for Caden Coots. And Uchi has not been getting much of a lead over there at first base. So no attempted pickoffs by Landon. As he gets set, the 2-2, the pitch. That one is hit on the ground. It heads over towards third base where Tidwell tries to break off onto it. He is not able to do so. The grounder looked as though it was heading towards Esley, but Tidwell tried to attack that one, and it just got past him. They're going to rule that one there as an error going against Tidwell.
Yeah, so on that play, the third baseman's trying to cut that one off because as he's going to his left making that play, he has his momentum going towards first base versus the shortstop where they would be fielding that ball a little flat-footed and have to generate that momentum to first base. But I don't love the play by Tidwell to go after that one. If I'm him, I'm leaving that one for Esley.
Uchi moves over to second base. Coots moves over to first as the pitch comes in there, and he'll go for a first pitch strike with 2 men on.
Great pitch there from Birch going right at the hitter here, Noah Company. Just fires one down the middle for strike 1.
Company, another guy who played yesterday, he was able to get a single that allowed him to wrap around the base path. He was the first run of the day for the Geneva Red Wings. He does not have to worry about that one today. That one is going to hit the corner for a strike 2. It was a very close pitch there. Give it to Birch.
And Birch has gone inner part of the plate, outer part of the plate, 2 called strikes. Wouldn't be surprised if he just tries to climb the ladder here, get a swing and miss for strike 3, get out of the inning.
0-2 count, 2 outs. Birch gets set, he looks back, he throws. That one's hit on the ground. It heads over towards Esley. Esley puts his glove down, makes the grab, he throws over to first towards Aylward in time for the 3rd out. So 1 run scores For the Geneva Red Wings, it's the first man that came up to plate. That was J.C. Gamble, and they have the lead. It's 1-0 at the end of the first inning. The Elmira Pioneers are sponsored by AIM Independent Living, AJ's Outdoor Power Equipment, Ann's Pancakes, Centralis Health, Blaze Brockway, Bully Hill Vineyards, CAF USA, Casa Trinity Prevention, Chemung Canal Trust Company, Chemung Supply, Coca-Cola, Council Rock Wealth Advisory Group, Dandy Mini Marts, Elm Chevrolet, Elmira Heat Treating, Chemung County Family Fitness Center, Finger Lakes Federal Credit Union, FM Howell, Glove House, Guthrie, Hilliard Corporation, Honeybee Made, Jubilee Foods, Kahuna's, Kennedy Valve, M&T Bank, Martha Lloyd Community Services, McDonald's, Papa John's, Pathways, Pinecroft, Rodney J. Strange, ServPro, Serve You Credit Union, Sheddens, Solutions Credit Union, Southern Tier Custom Fabricators, Susan Minchin Dentistry, Swan Morse Insurance, Texas Roadhouse, Tom South Corning Collision, the United States Army, the United States Navy. Here for the top half of the second, it's Tyler Adamo now stepping up for the Pioneers. He's currently entering in on a 4-game hitting streak, and he wants to move here, but this time he's not batting in the leadoff spot.
Yeah, it's so tough to stay in the leadoff spot when a guy like Caleb Delaney is swinging it as hot as he is, and not a knock to Adamo to see him down this far in the lineup. It's just the Pioneers have a fantastic top of the batting order.
First pitch comes in there for strike number 1, as Baralt was able to hold off in that first inning. No hits by the Pioneers. And would like to make a correction for the bottom half of the inning. The pitch here, that one's hit, and it's going to be off the end of the bat. It heads over towards the second baseman on a pop fly that J.C. Gamble was able to grab the first out here in the bottom half of the second, or top half of the second, excuse me. But so Caden Coots' play where Tidwell tried to intercept is ruled as a single, not as an error.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about that one being ruled as a hit. It felt like it was a bit of a routine ground ball. Should have been an out regardless of who was fielding it, but you take your base hits where you can get them.
Brandon Dubeck now steps up to this one, and he is looking to get his first hit since that game against Olean. It was 3 games ago for him. First one swung foul for strike number 1.
Even if he's not getting base hits, it feels like he's still able to make the pitcher work. You know, he's not an easy out at the plate here. And while he might not be getting the base hits, he's certainly making them struggle.
0-1 count. He hits that one hard, and that one will drop. He'll get his hit on the day as he gets a single coming in there. Brandon Dubeck gets on base.
I mean, talk about making a pitcher work. He throws you a fastball middle. You just send it into left center field, get it to drop down for a base hit. Great feeling at the plate when you get a pitch you can turn on, and you just wind up doing it. You get the knock. You get your team with something going here with 1 out. Jack
Aylward will now step up, his 7th game of the season, and he's batting .250 on the year. I'm going to improve that average here today, especially with Brandon Dubeck on. Try and move some guys over. First hit of the day from the Pioneers comes off the bat of Brandon Dubeck as the first pitch comes in for Aylward, and that one will go low for ball 1.
He might be hitting .250 on the season, but it feels like every time he's up to the plate and he winds up recording it out in the field, it is hard contact. Feels like somebody who's definitely been putting a good swing on the ball just has to work on straightening it out a little bit more.
As here's the 1-0 for Jack Aylward. He walks back in here, and as you mentioned, Aylward is one that can get some power into it, just as Dubeck does. Baralt steps and throws. That one's hit hard by Aylward. It'll head over towards left field. It's going back there. It's back there, and it's going to be gone. Jack Aylward with an absolute homer of a ball going in there, and it's now going to be a 2-1 lead by the Elmira Pioneers off the bat of Jack Aylward.
And I mean, right on cue, we're talking about the hard contact that the guy can create, and he sends that one well over the left field wall. Great swing there by Aylward, and now the Pioneers find themselves leading here in the second inning.
He cleared the wall by maybe 5 feet. Jack Aylward, absolute moonshot by him. 2-1 Pios.
Yeah, another just fantastic swing there from Aylward. It seems like a lot of times he puts a swing on a ball like that, it just winds up dying out on the warning track, but that one winds up clearing the fence. Great swing there from Aylward.
4th home run on the season by the Pioneers. The first one for Jack Aylward is now up to bat, and getting that first one running inside will be Tyson Gingrich.
Yeah, and after you come up to bat, following a home run, it can be so easy to just try and swing for the fences, try and make it go back to back. But if you're Gingrich, you just have to try and take the pitch that you're given, try and just hit it anywhere on the field you can for a base hit, and just keep the traffic moving.
If you want to note about those 4 home runs, all 4 home runs the Pioneers have hit this season, that one swung on a miss there for a strike, all 4 home runs they've hit this season have come against the Geneva Red Wings. 2 of them last night, 1 today, and then 1 back in their first meeting by Michael Gardner.
Yeah, interesting stat. Apparently, the Pioneers must love seeing the Red Wings on the schedule. There must be something in the pitching staff that they're noticing because they just take full advantage at the plate.
2-1 count here for Tyson Gingrich. He's got 2 triples so far on the season, just as Adamo has on the year. As the 2-1 count comes in, that one will go outside. Ball 3.
And Gingrich finds himself in a great hitter's count here. What you don't want to do is expand the zone, wind up swinging at something that would otherwise be ball 4. You have to be hunting for your pitch here, and if you don't get it, you have to take it, whether it's a ball or strike.
That one inside, ball 4. Gingrich will move over to first base, so following a single by Brandon Duback, it was a home run by Jack Aylward that scored him, and now a walk comes in. 3 straight men have gotten on for the Pioneers. And it's up to bat now comes Michael Ferranti. And if there's a guy where you're in a need-a-hit situation, no one better than Michael Ferranti.
Yeah, it seems like he's just always able to put bat on ball, wind up trying to have the ball find the grass somewhere. He's just great at making contact.
That one low, ball 1. He's batting .385 on the year. A great fielder as well. Has not had any problems on the year. 1-0 count, 1 out. Here from Barald. The pitch, that one goes right down Main Street for strike number 1.
Yeah, that one a little bit on the outer part of the plate. And whenever you find yourself in a hitter's count, you want something more inside that you can pull to your power side. Not a bad take there from Ferrani. Just a really good pitch from Barald.
As I mentioned, 7 shutout innings against Newark. That one's hit right back to Barald. He makes the grab. He throws back over to his shortstop, who tries to make the throw over Gonzalo. It'll go back there and out of play. It moves Ferranti over, so the fielder's choice gets him on first. The error moves him towards second base.
Yeah, and an interesting choice to throw that over from shortstop. Ferrani can fly up the line, and it felt like it would take a perfect throw, and even then he would probably be safe. But that throw from the shortstop creates the error. That's what allows Ferrani to advance down to second base.
So Gonzalo will get pinned with the error. Now up to bat comes Manny Esley. Esley's a guy who can get on base by just watching the ball go by. He's able to hold off. He had 4 walks just a couple days ago as that one's hit high and towards shallow right. Back on that one is Gamble, and he makes the grab. Pioneers score 2 off of a 2-run shot by Jack Aylward. They're over the Red Wings 2-1 here on the Pioneers Broadcasting Network. The Elmira Pioneers are sponsored by AIM Independent Living, AJ's Outdoor Power Equipment, Ann's Pancakes, Centralis Health, Blaze Brockway, Bully Hill Vineyards, CAF USA, Casa Trinity Prevention, Chemung Canal Trust Company, Chemung Supply, Coca-Cola, Council Rock Wealth Advisory Group, Dandy Mini Marts, Elm Chevrolet, Elmira Heat Treating, Chemung County Family Fitness Center, Finger Lakes Federal Credit Union, FM Howell, Glove House, Guthrie, Hilliard Corporation, Honeybee Made, Jubilee Foods, Kahuna's, Kennedy Valve, M&T Bank, Martha Lloyd Community Services, McDonald's, Papa John's, Pathways, Pinecroft, Rodney J. Strange, Serve Pro, Serve You Credit Union, Sheddens, Solutions Credit Union, Southern Tier bottom of the second coming up after a 2-run bomb by Jack Aylward puts the Pioneers in the lead and gives a 1-run cushion for Landon Birch. And now coming up is going to be Jackson Slater to take things forward in this one.
And if you're Landon Birch here, you have to settle in, just try and get a quick inning, get your bats back up while they're hot, because they gave you the lead after you gave it up. You just have to back them up here on the mound, settle in, get a few quick outs.
First pitch there to Slater is outside for ball number 1. And that will be an interesting dynamic for Birch here to have that lead. How does he end up attacking the batters? The 1-0, that one's hit high and foul back towards us.
I think it's a lot easier to pitch with a lead because you can be more aggressive, go at the hitters, knowing that if they're able to get hard contact off of you, you still have that lead to play with. Well, it is just a 1-run lead here in the second inning. I would not be surprised to see Birch just go straight at the Red Wings.
That one's hit on the ground. It heads over towards Esley. Esley will not be able to grab that one. It's right back towards the center of the field. Baker will grab it, but it will be a single. The 4th of the day for the Geneva Red Wings here at John Salone Field.
Yeah, they've made a lot of hard contact so far in this game, and that one no exception. Just a fastball that winds up missing a little over the middle. Just gets shot right back up the middle for the base hit.
Kenta Minigata steps up now to take things forward. He's playing left field here today. He was the one who watched the home run go past him as that one set high into the air and foul. Nothing he could do on that one, though. It was an absolute smoked ball by Jack Aylward.
Yeah, something about a home run going over your head in the outfield makes you feel so helpless because you want to try and make a play on the ball, bail your pitcher out of a tough situation. But unfortunately, when it goes over the fence, there's nothing you can do.
Pickoff attempts not in time. Aylward has to reach out to grab that one. First pickoff attempt today by Landon Birch.
Yeah, and last inning he didn't do a pickoff attempt, and the runner wound up stealing second base, just trying to do everything he can to keep the double play in line.
The bunt attempt shown. It's pulled back. It's going to be a ball.
Wonder if Minikata was bunting for the play or if he was just trying to show the bunt to pull back to get that ball. It seems like in this league, a lot of times a hitter will square, they'll pull back, and a lot of times the pitcher will miss the zone on that pitch.
Potentially give Slater an opportunity to steal as well if the pitch goes wild, as the throwback over towards first base where Slater is not going to be in time.
Of course, if he takes off here, the potential bunt and run or hit and run could be in place. The bunt and run would be interesting because if you get it down right, you could try and have your runner zoom around the bases and get to third.
That one's hit on the ground. Birch is going to grab that one. He makes the flip over to Aylward and gets the first out of the bottom half of the inning.
No bunt, but a swinging bunt there from Minikata. Just off the end of the bat, shot it right into the ground. Wound up between first and pitcher. Just a great job by Birch to take control of the situation and get the out.
Christopher Gonzalo now steps up. The shortstop gets ready to go here, and he's going to have to try and bounce back after what was that error that moved over a runner in the top half of the inning. And I know you had your share of errors turned back onto bat. How do you shake that off when you come to the plate?
Yeah, I mean, I did commit a fair share of errors when I played baseball, to say the absolute least, at least when I was playing the hot corner. Not my strongest position, but whenever you're at the plate, you just have to put that behind you, you know? It's like playing a whole different position when you're at the plate. You just have to be focused on how have you seen your fellow teammates do against this pitcher, and then what pitches can you expect based on that, and then how can I put a swing on the ball to be successful?
Gonzalo does get a swing on that one. It goes foul. He's batting just 167 on the year. Has one home run, though, for the Red Wings team. As Birch gets set, that one's hit on the ground. It will go foul again.
Yeah, and a 2-strike count here. Would not be surprised to see Birch climb the ladder with a fastball. I thought he was going to do it last inning, but he just wound up throwing a fastball that was more in the zone, although we have seen him in an 0-2 count go to the high fastball already in this game. Wouldn't be surprised to see him go back to it.
0-2 count, 1 out. Birch gets set. The pitch. That one hits the batter. The discussion is, did he swing? Because if he did, and Birch is not happy with that one. He's making the argument. He's discussing with the second base umpire. He's saying on the swing it should have been a foul ball. Or if he swung on it Shouldn't have been a hit by pitch. They're discussing a bit more. Birch was very heated there. He did not swing. They put him on first base. So that moves on the runner. And Landon Birch has been tossed from the ball game. Coach Drum is now coming out to discuss. That was just the frustration of Birch. He was not too happy with it, with the call, and he gets thrown.
Yeah, Birch doesn't want to lose the hitter here, but that felt like a little bit of a premature ejection, to say the absolute least. Normally, you let your coach go out there, and they'll kind of give their piece, try and defend their player, and you'll see them try to get tossed instead. But Birch winds up getting tossed there. I'm surprised to see the ejection. I wasn't very surprised by the call. I was a little surprised to see Birch so upset by the call, but I think tossing him out of this one feels a little bit unnecessary.
As Coach Burkhand's coming out to get Drum, and Drum gets tossed from this game as well. Coach Drum gets tossed out of the ball game. 2 ejections here from Landon Birch and Coach Andy Drum, following what was a check swing, no call check swing. It's a hit by pitch. And now coming up will be Cannon Van Duzer. We'll step aside here as the Pioneers are currently leading 2-1, but it's 2 men on here in the bottom half of the second inning. The Elmira Pioneers are sponsored by AIM Independent Living, AJ's Outdoor Power Equipment, Ann's Pancakes, Centralis Health, Blaze Brockway, Bully Hill Vineyards, CAF USA, Casa Trinity Prevention, Chemung Canal Trust Company, Chemung Supply, Coca-Cola, Council Rock Wealth Advisory Group, Dandy Mini Marts, Elm Chevrolet, Elmira Heat Treating, Chemung County Family Fitness Center, Finger Lakes Federal Credit Union, FM Howell, Glove House, Guthrie, Hilliard Corporation, Honeybee Made, Jubilee Foods, Kahuna's, Kennedy Valve, M&T Bank, Martha Lloyd Community Services, McDonald's, Papa John's, Pathways, Pinecroft, Rodney J. Strange, Serve Pro, Serve You Credit Union, Sheddens, Solutions Credit Union, Southern Tier Custom Fabricators, Susan Minchin Dentistry, Swan Morse Insurance, Texas Roadhouse, Tom South Corning Collision, the United States Army, the United States Navy, Vasco Brands, Wegmans, Wise Markets, Well Now Urgent Care, WETM, Wiggle 100, and Woodbrook Assisted Living. Thank you for sponsoring the Elmira Pioneers, and go Pios. Bottom 2 here. New arm coming up here. It's Cannon Van Duzer. He'll have as much time as he needs. And let's just break down what we just saw. It was a hold back on the swing, hit the batter on the forearm. Landon Birch thought that it was a swing, so he starts talking to the second base umpire. The second base umpire rules no swing. Talks with the home plate umpire. Landon Birch said something. He got tossed from the game. Coach Drum came out. Coach Drum starts giving his opinion, and he stays on the field, holds on until he is also tossed from this ball game.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not entirely sure what the sequence between the field ump and Landon Birch was, but that got escalated very quick. It felt like it was just a conversation about what Birch thought happened versus what the field umpire thought happened. And then it felt like the next thing you knew, Birch was thrown out of the game. So normally you don't see situations escalate that quickly. You'll see a warning issued to the pitcher, or you'll see the manager come out and just try and calm the pitcher down and then give their piece on what's going on to the field umpire. So Drum getting ejected is simply saying that he thought the ejection of Birch was too early, and then he has to go out there and defend his player now that he's been tossed out of the game. Just a difficult situation overall for the Pioneers.
So now the Pioneers are left with just 3 coaches: Nasty Nate, Coach Burkhand, and Coach Barber. We'll see where those 3 end up asserting themselves in terms of this game. But Coach Drum, tossed for the first time this season, comes here in Geneva, New York. As well, Landon Birch gets tossed out of the game. after disagreeing with a call at home. It's a 2-1 Pioneers lead. The former Geneva Red Wing and Cannon Van Duzer continues to warm up here. As we mentioned, he gets as much time as he needs following the ejection, so he tries to work here. It's a man on second base, a man on first. Pioneers currently have a 2-1 lead following a two score in the top of the inning by Jack Aylward. And just to think that it was a home run at the top of the inning such a short time ago feels like it could be a millennium away following that last interaction.
Yeah, I mean, just a very eventful inning, and now it looks like Manny over at shortstop's trying to give his piece on the situation a little bit, just chatting with the field umpire here, just maybe trying to get everybody on the same page here.
As they're holding off for 1 second, just making sure everything's okay with Van Duzer. He gets his hand on the rosin bag, and they get set here. So now up to bat coming for Geneva is going to be Dylan Briggs, his first at-bat of the day. He comes on with 2 men on. The pitch from Van Duzer, his first one, goes there for a strike, and that's what you'd like to see out of your relief arm.
Yeah, great job to get strike 1 there, and I think the one thing we haven't mentioned yet is the situation he just got put into. It might be the second inning, but he was still thrown into a first and second situation with just 1 out in the frame. Going to be doing everything he can to get the ground ball to get out of the inning, but not an easy situation to inherit. He does a great job to get strike 1.
First pitch strike there from Cannon Van Duzer. 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. That one will go for a ball. Following heated emotion there between the two sides as Van Duzer, once again, as I mentioned before, he was a former Red Wing. He returns here to Geneva, New York for this one. As that one's hit high into the air, it goes towards foul territory. Jack Aylward will run towards the dugout side on first base, and he'll not be able to chase it. There's too much fence in the way of him.
Yeah, if that fence expands about another foot and a half towards the stands, we're looking at out number 2 in the inning. Just unlucky for Aylward that the fence winds up ending where it does.
1-2 count coming here for Briggs. Van Duzer looking to get his first out of the bottom of the second here against the Geneva Red Wings. They have their tying run over at second. Leading run is over at first. Have to see what the pitch is going to be here. They'll look back. The throw. That one's hit on the ground. It heads over towards Esley. Esley will make the grab. He flings it on over to Adamo at second. He throws over to first in time for the double play, and that will punch out the inning. It's 2-1 Pioneers lead following an interesting interaction in the bottom half of the second, but they get ready to bat as we head to the top of the third here on the Pioneers Broadcasting Network. The Elmira Pioneers are sponsored by AIM Independent Living, AJ's Outdoor Power Equipment, Ann's Pancakes, Centralis Health, Blaze Brockway, Bully Hill Vineyards, CAF USA, Casa Trinity Prevention, Chemung Canal Trust Company, Chemung Supply, Coca-Cola, Council Rock Wealth Advisory Group, Dandy Mini Marts, Elm Chevrolet, Elmira Heat Treating, Chemung County Family Fitness Center, Finger Lakes Federal Credit Union, FM Howell, Glove House, Guthrie, Hilliard Corporation, Honeybee Made, Jubilee Foods, Kahuna's, Kennedy Valve, M&T Bank, Martha Lloyd Community Services, McDonald's, Papa John's, Pathways, Pinecroft, Rodney J. Strange, ServPro, Serve You Credit Union, Sheddens, Solutions Credit Union, Southern Tier Custom Fabricators, Susan Minchin Dentistry, Swan Morse Insurance, Texas Roadhouse, Tom South Corning Collision, the United States Army, the United States Navy, Vasco Brands, Wegmans, Wise Markets, Well Now Urgent Care, WETM, Wiggle 100, and Woodbrook Assisted Living. Thank you for sponsoring the Elmira Pioneers, and go Pios. Top of the third incoming here. Pioneers have the lead 2-1 after a second inning where you've seen just about everything in baseball. You saw a double play that ended it. It was a home run that basically started it from Jack Aylward, and then two ejections in the middle of it.
Yeah, I mean, let's not skip over that ground ball from Van Duzer. He comes out of the bullpen into a tough situation, does exactly what he needs to do, gets the ground ball, gets the classic 6-4-3 double play, gets the Pioneers bats up and while they're still in the lead.
And that's what Van Duzer does so well. As coming up to bat now will be the top of the order. It's going to be Caleb Delaney stepping up here. He grounded out his last time. That first pitch is outside, and have to see how Baralt will attack the batters here, knowing that the opposing side starting pitcher is no longer in this contest. And for those of you who like to take note, currently Coach Barber is sitting at third base as the third base coach. That one's fouled back by Delaney. And Nasty Nate remains as the first base coach.
I mean, right now it looks like Baralt is just heavily relying on his fastball. And I can't blame him. It seems like he's getting a lot of swings and misses here against this Pioneers lineup. He's trying to do what he can to locate it, but when you can generally throw a fastball for strikes, what you just can do is throw it just about anywhere and try and get the swing and miss.
1-1 count coming here for Caleb Delaney. The pitch, that one is upstairs for ball number 2.
3 straight fastballs to get this at-bat started with Delaney. He swung at one of them and fouled it off. Wouldn't be surprised if he gets a changeup or some kind of an off-speed pitch here to throw his timing off.
2-1 count, the pitch, that one falls inside. 3-1 now for Caleb Delaney.
And now Baralt's dug himself into a hole here on the mound. Delaney been swinging a very hot bat at the plate here. Wouldn't be surprised to see him jump on a fastball here, but if he doesn't get what he likes, he can just take it.
3-1 count. Baralt gets sets. The pitch. That one is low. Ball 4. Delaney will get on with a walk. First batter is walked here in the top of the third. Puts a man on, and up to bat now comes Brett Baker. He walked himself the first time he was up. That was in the first inning. Now trying to move Delaney on the base path. Maybe give a larger lead for the Pioneers than just 1 run.
Yeah, Baker looking to replicate the same success he had last at bat, but Baralt looking to avoid just that. One of the things you don't want to do as a pitcher is walk 2 hitters to lead an inning off. It's bad enough when you walk the leadoff hitter, but walking the first 2 normally doesn't end too well.
Delaney occupies first base. The first pitch, that one's hit off the end of the bat. It heads and falls into shallow left field. Delaney will move to second. It'll be a single for Brett Baker.
Yeah, Delaney takes a little bit of an aggressive turn there to start on second base. The hope being the left fielder, Minikata, is going to see that, and he'll just kind of have a moment of taking his eye off the ball because he's so focused on Delaney, thinking he might go to third, that he could bobble the ball or have it get past him entirely, in which case Delaney would be able to advance. But a great swing there from Brett Baker, and the Pioneers are in business here to start the third inning.
Jalen Tidwell now steps up to the plate, the right-handed batter following the 2 lefties, and he's got 2 ducks on the pond that he wants to bring home. The Pioneers have 3 hits on the day following that single. Baralt's throw, that one is down in the dirt. Good move over there by Orrego to stop it. It'll be a 1-0 count.
Yeah, good block there. Just doing a good job to keep your pitcher in the situation that he is and not making it any worse. Having first and second with nobody out is a pretty tough situation, but having second and third with nobody out is nearly impossible to work out of.
And we know Delaney has some wheels. He got his first stolen base yesterday, and it wasn't even a close throwdown. 1-0 count, no outs. Baralt's pitch, that one is going to go outside again. It's 2-0 now.
And it seems like Baralt's just trying to throw his fastball anywhere, with the hope being the Piles are just going to swing and miss. But right now, they've done a great job with their plate discipline, laying off. They've worked themselves into hitters' counts. And so far in this game, they've made Baralt pay for him on the mound.
Tidwell struck out his first time up. He caught strike 3 looking. Baralt has not gotten a strikeout since. He gets his first pitch strike of the at-bat. Tidwell has watched these first 3 pitches go by. On deck is going to be Nick Spanner. We'll have to see how the Pioneers attack this one. With Delaney on second and Baker on first. That one. Check swing, he went. Strike 2. So 2-2 count coming in here. Delaney takes his secondary lead over there at second, but it doesn't seem as though he was going to run on that last pitch. Baralt steps, a 2-2. The pitch, that one's outside. Count is now completely full.
I like that pitch a lot from Baralt, although I'm sure he wishes it wasn't in a 2-2 count, because he's in the 2-strike count, and he throws an off-speed that starts on the outer part of the plate and winds up in the other batter's box. Great job by Tidwell to lay off of it, however.
Tidwell had a home run yesterday against the Red Wings. The 3-2, that one's hit underneath the ball. It heads towards right center. Tracking underneath that one and making the grab will be the right fielder, Noah Company. No tag up there by Delaney. So it'll be first out here on the full count swing. And gets caught in the outfield.
Yeah, just not a bad swing there from Tidwell, trying to be protective of the plate. And he does a good job to make contact with it. Just not the contact you're looking for there. When you find yourself with runners on and nobody out or even one out, you can get out, and you're fine with getting out as long as you can advance a runner. Unfortunately for Tidwell, neither of the runners could advance, and the situation now gets a little bit easier for Baralt to work out of.
Up to bat now comes Nick Spanner. He popped one out towards the third baseman in foul territory his last time up. Now I'm looking to replicate that one here. The first pitch goes about as middle as you will possibly see. First strike number one. One down here, top of the third. Pioneers currently lead 2-1 over the Red Wings here in Geneva, New York. As Baralt gets his sign from Orego, he throws. That one is going to be outside. It's sticks on the board. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out.
And Baralt just keeps going back to his fastball to try and get the swing and miss. But the Pioneers have done a fantastic job laying off of it in this inning, doing what they can to work themselves into better counts by laying off that fastball.
The 1-1. No pickoff attempts here from Baralt. He throws. That one is going to go for a strike. Right at belt level there against Spanner.
Nearly identical to the first pitch he saw in this at-bat, and now he's just going to have to do what he can to protect with 2 strikes.
1-2 count coming in now. Spanner with his wide stance in the batter's box. Baralt gets his sign from his catcher. 1-2, 1 out. The pitch. That one's hit on the ground. It heads over towards the shortstop there, who turns to 2. Gamble throws on over to first, and it will be in time. So the bottom of the second ends with a double play. The top of the third ends with a double play. It's still 2-1 Pio's lead as we head to the bottom of the third. Geneva looking to try and get something together to take that one back. The Elmira Pioneers are sponsored by AIM Independent Living, AJ's Outdoor Power Equipment, Ann's Pancakes, Centralis Health, Blaze Brockway, Bully Hill Vineyards, CAF USA, Casa Trinity Prevention, Chemung Canal Trust Company, Chemung Supply, Coca-Cola, Council Rock Wealth Advisory Group, Dandy Mini Marts, Elm Chevrolet, Elmira Heat Treating, Chemung County Family Fitness Center, Finger Lakes Federal Credit Union, FM Howell, Glove House, Guthrie, Hilliard Corporation, Honeybee Made, Jubilee Foods, Kahuna's, Kennedy Valve, M&T Bank, Martha Lloyd Community Services, McDonald's, Papa John's, Pathways, Pinecroft, Rodney J. Strange, Serve Pro, Serve You Credit Union, Sheddens, Solutions Credit Union, Southern Tier Custom Fabricators, Susan Minchin Dentistry, Swan Morse Insurance, Texas Roadhouse, Tom South Corning Collision, the United States Army, the United States Navy, Vasco Brands, Wegmans, Wise Markets, Well Now Urgent Care, WETM, Wiggle 100, and Woodbrook Assisted Living. Thank you for sponsoring the Elmira Pioneers, and go Pios. Bottom 3 incoming. Cannon Van Duzer back on the mound following what was an ejection in the bottom of the second that brought him on. He was able to get the double play there, and now it goes to the top of the order with J.C. Gamble.
Yeah, and that was a great job by Van Duzer to come in and just get the ground ball, get out of the inning, get out of the situation, just end the inning for the Pios, get them back at the plate.
As J.C. Gamble started his day off with a single and was able to steal a bag. The first pitch, that one swung on a miss for strike number 1.
Interesting there by Gamble to expand on the first pitch of the at-bat. Have to imagine that he thought that was going to start on the outer part of the plate, but that one just falls off the table. A great first pitch from Van Duzer.
0-1 count here. Van Duzer already getting the lead. He throws. That one's hit on the ground. So foul. And you can see Cannon Van Duzer going as a long reliever, if not as a starter. As I mentioned before, when he went against Newark, he threw 7 1/3 innings. Have to see how that changes, considering he's not coming out knowing that he's going to start. He's coming out of the quote-unquote bullpen, which was actually him just pitching on the mound.
Yeah, I mean, if he can get that 7 1/3 here out of the bullpen, that would mean he would record all but the last out of the game.
0-2. That one's sit on the ground. It heads over towards Tidwell at third. He steps back. He makes the throw over to first base. Aylward stretches. Will it be in time? And he will not do so. The first base umpire rules him safe. So it will be an infield single coming for J.C. Gamble.
Yeah, great effort there by Tidwell. Does what he can with that ball hit. And the interesting part about that play for Tidwell is that one's hit and he has to cross his body to the glove side, which automatically kills some of the momentum he could have had going towards first base. So he has to throw that ball nearly flat-footed, put a great throw behind it, just a little bit too late.
Once again, we'd like to apologize for the camera angle here. Of course, minor league stadium, they are built all different ways, so we'll try and keep you ahead of how these plays end up developing if they aren't on the center of your screen. So one man on here, J.C. Gamble. No balls, no strikes coming in. First pitch, that one's hit on the ground, foul by Orrego.
Yeah, and Van Duzer's done a good job of getting strike one against these hitters. It's so easy as a pitcher to succeed when you're able to get that first strike on the first pitch of the at-bat, and so far he's 2 for 2 on doing such in this inning.
Van Duzer, he's a ground ball pitcher by trade. Did so in that last inning. Had his first ground ball here, but it ended up going for a single. J.C. Gamble stealing. He's definitely got there. That's going to be... They rule as him as getting tagged, though. They say that he may have gone over the bag, and Gamble will be punched out. Thought he had his 11th steal of the season. However, he got caught stealing there.
And I think the tag from Adama wound up hitting him on the hip or somewhere in that hip region just before the hand was able to get to the bag there. A great throw there by Spanner. A great job to get the tag down by Adamo. And that's how you get rid of the leadoff base hit.
So one out comes in there. Caught stealing J.C. Gamble. The pitch from Van Duzer. He does not have to worry about a man on anymore. 2-1.
And while he might not have to deal with a man on, it seems like he'll certainly be trying to stay in the realm of getting the ground ball. So many times it's easier to get the outs when the ball stays on the ground because that means that that's not going to go as far as a ball in the air could go. So much easier to get outs when you keep the ball lower.
Duzer's 2-1. That one's fouled back there by Orrego. It's going to be his second strike of the at-bat. He started the day with a fly ball over to right field that was caught for an out.
A fantastic play by Caleb Delaney, might I add.
It absolutely was. Delaney is such a strong fielder out there in right field. 2-2 count, one out. Van Duzer gets set. He uses the far side of the rubber. That one is well too high. It'll go for a ball. The finger slipped off the ball too early. Full count now.
Yeah, and Van Duzer just tries to throw a spinner that starts at the front hip and winds up catching the corner, just winds up missing a little bit too high there and works the count full.
3-2 count coming in now. The payoff pitch. That one swung on a miss there by Orrego. It's going to be the first punch out of the day by any Pioneers pitcher, specifically as well by Cannon Van Duzer.
Yeah, great pitch there. Goes to the inner half of the plate with the fastball. After throwing an off-speed as a hitter, you're not quite ready for the fastball just because of how much of a velocity difference it is. Van Duzer just paints it on the inner part of the corner. He gets the swing and miss. Great job to get the second out of the inning.
2 outs now. Up comes Michael Ucci, who had an RBI single that scored J.C. Gamble earlier in this contest. That's the lone run of the day for the Geneva Red Wings. That one's hit hard and foul by Ucci. So 0-1 count incoming now for Ucci. He got his first hit in 2 games against the Elmira Pioneers today, excuse me. Not able to get a hit yesterday as that one's too high. It's 1-1.
Yeah, Van Duzer just trying to get the swing and miss on the high fastball there. Maybe not the place for it in an 0-1 count, but now you're going to more than likely see him just try and go right back to the strike zone. Either try for the swing and miss or just for the ground ball.
Bottom of the third inning here. 2 outs now. 1-1. That one's hit hard and foul again He got underneath that one. It went towards the right side, well past into the parking lot here at John Saloon Field.
Yeah,
1-2 now incoming.
A lot of hard stuff in this at bat from Van Duzer. Wouldn't be surprised to see something softer here. Try and get the swing and miss. Try and catch Uchi out in front of this one. Get strike 3.
1-2 count. The pitch. That one's hit off the end of the bat. It's going to drop in there towards right field, however. Delaney runs onto that one. It's going to be another single coming from Michael Uchi. He's 2 for 2 on the day with a pair of singles.
Yeah, and Cannon Van Duzer, those are the hits that hurt a little bit. Just trying to get the swing and miss there. Gives up cheap, a little weak contact there into right field. Nothing you can do about that on the mound. But for Michael Uchi, a great job to stay on that one. Just get a little bit of the barrel onto it, serve it into right field, get the base hit.
Not the prettiest swing, but a swing nonetheless that gets him on as the lights begin to turn on here in Geneva, New York. One man on. That one's swung hard there, but too far foul. Heads over to the bullpen of the opposing side.
And I like the aggressiveness there. That pitch winds up on the inner part of the plate with a fastball, trying to get out in front of it, lace something into right field, create some traffic, but a little bit too far out in front of it, and the count goes to 0-1.
Austin Dietz here getting ready for this one. 0-1 count. Michael Uchi currently occupies first base. Duzer gets his call from Spanner. He throws. That one's hit off the end of the bat. It heads towards right center. It looks as though it's going to drop. And it's going to do so. It hits off the Rochester sign out there. Uchi's going to run over towards home. No throw on the relay. It's a double coming in from Austin Dietz. And it's a tied ball game here. 2-2 between these two sides.
Yeah, and something interesting was that Brett Baker fields that ball off the wall, but he kind of hesitates a little bit before throwing it into the cutoff man. Had he hit Adamo just a split second earlier, he might have tried to catch that pivot and throw a strike to the plate, but with that slight hesitation from Baker out in center field, nothing Adamo could do on the play. Now we're squared back up at 2 apiece.
Now Caden Coots steps up. He had a single earlier on. 7 hits so far by the Red Wings. Just 2 runs, though, to show for it. As Van Duzer looks back, the throw. That one's hit hard, but it's going to head too far right. Foul.
Yeah, a lot of aggressiveness here from the Red Wings. We saw earlier on in the inning, Van Duzer was just kind of able to get strike 1 on them by putting it wherever he wanted in the strike zone. Red Wings must have taken note of that, as now the last 2 hitters have both swung at the first pitch. They've both made solid contact, however, both swings have gone foul.
The sign given there from Spanner behind the dish. The 0-1 count of the pitch. That one's hit hard off the end of the bat, and it's going to drop again. Delaney runs in to try and grab that one. It goes over his glove. 1 run will score on that one. And moving over towards second base, it'll be a single that is reached by an error there, and it scores a run by Caden Coots.
Yeah, and the Red Wings are swinging it here. Already 8 base knocks through just 3 innings here against the Pioneers. That one, another great swing taken by the Red Wings. Delaney just misplays that one a little bit, and now Geneva finds themselves back in the lead.
Now up comes Noah Company, who looks for his first hit today. One of them just a few players for the Red Wings that has not gotten on. Of course, this is his second time up, though. The pitch, that one is high. Ball 1.
And Van Duzer throws that one up in the zone because he wants to get this swing and miss if it's going to be swung at. The last 2 hitters were a little aggressive to start the count when he's just trying to take things back into his own control. However, he just winds up missing and couldn't get the swing and miss.
Geneva took the lead. They've scored 2 in this inning. That one's hit on the ground. It heads over towards Adamo at second. He makes the grab. He takes his steps. He makes his throw over to Aylward. Aylward stretches. It's in time for the out. Out number 3 comes in, but Geneva scores twice. It's 3-2 here from Geneva, New York. Pioneers look to try and take the lead back as we head to the top of the 4th here on the Pioneers Broadcasting Network. The Elmira Pioneers are sponsored by AIM Independent Living, AJ's Outdoor Power Equipment, Ann's Pancakes, Centralis Health, Blaze Brockway, Bully Hill Vineyards, CAF USA, Casa Trinity Prevention, Chemung Canal Trust Company, Chemung Supply, Coca-Cola, Council Rock Wealth Advisory Group, Dandy Mini Marts, Elm Chevrolet, Elmira Heat Treating, Chemung County Family Fitness Center, Finger Lakes Federal Credit Union, FM Howell, Glove House, Guthrie, Hilliard Corporation, Honeybee Maid, Jubilee Foods, Kahuna's, Kennedy Valve, M&T Bank, Martha Lloyd Community Services, McDonald's, Papa John's, Pathways, Pinecroft, Rodney J. Strange, Serve Pro, Serve You Credit Union, Sheddens, Solutions Credit Union, Southern Tier Custom Fabricators, Susan Minchin Dentistry, Swan Morse Insurance, Texas Roadhouse, Tom South Corning Collision, the United States Army, the United States Navy, Vasco Brands, Wegmans, Wise Markets, Well Now Urgent Care, WETM, Wiggle 100, and Woodbrook Assisted Living. Thank you for sponsoring the Elmira Pioneers, and go Pios. Tyler Adamo now steps up to the plate to take this one forward, following a 2-run score by the Geneva Red Wings in the bottom half of the third. Anthony Labonte alongside Evan Baird here in Geneva, New York, taking you through the contest. As Adamo gets ready to go here, he had a line ball over towards the second baseman that got him out his last time. That one's hit high into the air, but it's going to go towards right field. It's going to be a routine flyout coming in there for Noah Company for the first out of the top half of the fourth.
Yeah, I don't hate the aggressiveness there at all from Adamo, but if you're going to swing at the first pitch of an inning, the last thing you really want to do is just hit a mile-high fly ball or pop-up or hit a weak ground ball on the infield. And unfortunately for him, he winds up hitting the former of those two rather than making a more solid contact with a smoother swing and just one pitch in, one out.
Second pitch of the top half of the inning, Brandon Duback takes the first pitch for a strike. One out here. Duback had a single in the second inning. That was what got him on and allowed for the man behind him to swing a home run in Jack Aylward. That was a 2-run shot. That one is swung on a miss for strike 2.
Yeah, and Duback immediately behind 0-2 in the count here. Going to be looking to try and fight a couple pitches off here. If you're going to go down, you can't make it easy on Baralt.
Baralt gets set. His throw. That one is swung and hits foul. As you can see, it hits off the chain and netting right back here.
Yeah, that's a good protective swing there from Duback. He gets a fastball that might be in the upper part of the zone. He doesn't want to put that call in the umpire's hands. He just puts the protective swing on it, makes contact, sees another pitch.
Baralt sets, throws. That one's hit high into the air. It goes towards shallow left field. Chasing after that one is going to be the shortstop who makes the grab there, and Gonzalo for the out. So 2 flyouts come in now, as coming up to bat will be the man, as I mentioned, who got a home run his first time up, Jack Aylward. It was a left field shot and ended up scoring 2.
Yeah, I'm sure Baralt's going to remember that one. Going to be looking to pitch him more on the outer part of the zone this time. Don't want to make a mistake on the inner part of the plate. Give him another pitch he can pull because he's already shown off the pull side power in this game.
3-2 lead by Geneva. That one outside, ball 1. Just as you said.
Yeah, again, not a bad pitch there from Baralt. Just trying to find the outer part of the zone. Just missed the corner by a little bit. Now Aylward in the driver's seat of this at-bat.
1-0 count. The pitch. That one is outside, ball 2. It goes off the glove of Arrego.
And if you're Baralt, you might just be pitching around Aylward here. You don't want to give up more damage than you need to. And you can just try and work on the outer part of the zone. If the umpire gives you the call, he gives you the zone. Or he gives you the call, but if not, then you just wind up issuing a walk.
2-0. That one swung hard by Aylward. It heads towards left field. Going back for that one. And watching it, it's going to go foul. It just curves a little bit to the left of the foul pole. It was maybe about 1.5 feet away from being a nice hit there by Jack Aylward. He'll have to head back towards home and get his bat back.
Yeah, and Baralt made a mistake there. Throws a pitch on the inner part of the plate there. Aylward all over it. Just the eyes got a little too big. He was a little too far out in front of that one. That will go for strike 1, but that was a hard hit, strike number 1.
And that will definitely get in the mind of Baralt. And Aylward is ready to swing and ready to swing hard. 2-1 count, 2 outs. The pitch, that one swung on and missed there. He swings a little too early. It's now 2-2.
Yeah, set him up on that one. Just goes right back to the fastball. Said, here it is. Catch up to it. Aylward a little too far behind on that one. Count evens up at 2s.
2-2 count. The pitch. That one hits off of Aylward. It hits off of his elbow guard, and he'll move to first base.
Yeah, tried to go inside there, try and tie Aylward up. Seeing that he was a little behind on the last pitch, just try and go inside fastball, get him behind on it. Just a little too far inside. Aylward will take his base, but that one will hurt a little bit.
The second batter hit today, first one of the Pioneers. Now coming up comes Michael Ferranti. Or excuse me, Tyson Gingrich. I'm jumping ahead here. Tyson Gingrich, it shouldn't be downgraded his efforts. He got to walk his last time up, and he looks to continue to do that here. The pitch, that one rolls inside. Aylward's going to move over, and this is going to be a stolen base for Jack Aylward. How often do you hear that one?
Yeah, not a ton. You know, that one might be scored more of a pass ball or a wild pitch that allows the runner to advance, but if he does get a stolen base, I'm sure he won't be complaining about it whatsoever.
So man now on second base, Jack Aylward, as it's a 1-0 count coming here for Tyson Gingrich, who now with a leading run in scoring, or tying run, excuse me, in scoring position. That one a little too far low. Ball 2.
Really good pitch there from Baralt. Just tried to paint the inner lower corner there against Gingrich. Just misses a little too low there. Now he finds himself in a 2-0 count. Has to work himself out of this one, but you don't want to make a mistake here to Gingrich. Throw him a pitch that could potentially get knocked into the outfield and tie the game.
2-0. That one will go for a strike. A little bit higher than the last pitch he threw, so it hits the zone. 2-1 count.
Yeah, really good pitch there. I was a little surprised that Gingrich laid off of it. That one looked like it was right in the wheelhouse, but he'll take it for strike number 1. Still in a hitter's count here with a 2-1.
Aylward on second base. The pitch. That one's hit off the end of the bat, and it looks like it's going to drop. And it's going to drop into left field. Barber is going to tell Aylward to hold up at third. It's a single coming in for Tyson Gingrich. And now Michael Ferranti will come up. Big swing there by Tyson Gingrich. It's men on the corners. Tying run at third, leading run at first.
Yeah, great swing there by Gingrich. Gets a pitch on the outer part of the plate and just serves it into left field. We saw the stop sign put up at third base there by Coach Barber. Aylward, I'd say, is one of the few players on the team that I'm not necessarily sure I would send in that situation. However, with 2 outs, sometimes you see coaches get a little aggressive, try and push the pace because the runners are going on contact.
It was also shallow left, so it would have had to be a hard throw there, and you have to see how it goes. That one's on the ground there for ball 1.
And another thing that goes into the factor of making that decision is Michael Ferranti now up, swinging a very good bat at the plate here. Don't want to take a potential situation like this where there's runners on the corners and 2 outs away from him where he would then have to lead off the next inning.
Last time he was up, it was a hard grounder. That was a fielder's choice, and E6 moved him over to second base as that one goes inside. Home plate umpire shakes the head. 2-0 count coming now. Lights on here in Geneva, New York. Looks back over towards first base in case of attempted steal by Gingrich. The throw, that one outside again. 3-0.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised if Ferranti just winds up getting ball 4 here, just because it would load the bases. However, with 2 outs, having a force any base makes the job a little easier for your defenders. A ground ball hit on the infield, and they should be able to record an out regardless of where it goes.
3-0 count, 2 outs. The pitch, that one hits the inside corner for a strike.
Good pitch there by Baralt. It's so difficult to try and throw a pitch in a 3-0 count that's not so left over the middle of the plate that the hitter has to swing at it. But by throwing a pitch that also you're trying to avoid throwing a pitch that winds up missing for ball 4. He does a good job to find that happy middle ground there.
3-1 count, 2 outs. That throw, too high, ball 4. Bases are now completely loaded for Manny Esley. And Manny Esley, as last time he was up, he popped one up towards the third baseman. So we'll have to see how things change. It's going to be a meeting between Baralt and by Arrigo. And then now the entire infield will come in to have a discussion about how to attack the batter.
Yeah, and I feel like whenever Manny's up, we don't necessarily talk about him driving the ball, getting those long base hits. but he's certainly able to make the pitcher work on the mound. Obviously, the last time he was up, it was just one pitch before he was recorded out. However, he's so good at just trying to work against the pitcher, just trying to do what he can to avoid getting out, and he's just great at doing what he can with what he's given.
As they break up here. 2 outs, bases completely loaded. Jack Aylward on third. Second base is occupied by Tyson Gindridge, and first base has Michael Ferranti following the walk. Only one of them got on by a hit. That was a single by Gindridge. Pioneers have 4 hits on the day. That first pitch, that one hits the outside corner for a strike. Esley is definitely the type where you'd say it's the double leadoff in terms of where he's spotted in this lineup.
Yeah, he can make a pitcher work like a leadoff hitter. And whenever you have multiple guys in your lineup who can do that, you just find yourself at such an advantage as a coach.
That one's hit on the ground. Baralt drops on the comebacker. He walks on over, gives the flip over to Dietz, and gets the third out. He holds off in the bases loaded situation. It's still 3-2 Geneva lead as we head to the bottom half of the fourth. The Elmira Pioneers are sponsored by AIM Independent Living, AJ's Outdoor Power Equipment, Ann's Pancakes, Centralis Health, Blaze Brockway, Bully Hill Vineyards, CAF USA, Casa Trinity Prevention, Chemung Canal Trust Company, Chemung Supply, Coca-Cola, Council Rock Wealth Advisory Group, Dandy Mini Marts, Elm Chevrolet, Elmira Heat Treating, Chemung County Family Fitness Center, Finger Lakes Federal Credit Union, FM Howell, Glove House, Guthrie, Hilliard Corporation, Honeybee Made, Jubilee Foods, Kahuna's, Kennedy Valve, M&T Bank, Martha Lloyd Community Services, McDonald's, Papa John's, Pathways, Pinecroft, Rodney J. Strange, ServPro, ServU Credit Union, Sheddens, Solutions Credit Union, Southern Tier Custom Fabricators, Susan Minchin Dentistry, Swan Morse Insurance, Texas Roadhouse, Tom South Corning Collision, the United States Army, the United States Navy, Vasco Brands, Wegmans, Wise Markets, Well Now Urgent Care, WETM, Wiggle 100, and Woodbrook Assisted Living. Thank you for sponsoring the Elmira Pioneers, and go Pios. Bottom 4 incoming here. Van Duzer remains on the mound to bring things through. As a bases loaded opportunity for the Pioneers are not able to go. The first pitch coming in there, the swing there by Jackson Slater. That will be a sword if you are one of those who follows those advanced statistics.
Yeah, there's something that just makes you feel extra nice about being on the mound when you throw a pitch and you just have the hitter just a little more clueless on the swing there. Makes you feel good, and on the first pitch of the inning, he could be setting himself up for success.
That one swung there for strike number 2. A sword is when you just whiff on the pitch. For those who are not aware, I know, Evan, you're big on the advanced statistics.
More to it. It's like you swing, but then, like, once you're past the point of it being you're past the point of being able to check it, but you just can't commit to the swing, and you just get caught in the middle there. It's usually an ugly swing. We saw it right there in that at-bat, just a textbook sword right there.
Good eye there comes in by Slater for a ball. He has a single so far on the day. That started off the bottom half of the second. 1-2, no outs. Kenan Van Duzer trying to get another punch out. The throw, that one's on the ground. Duzer will grab that one with his glove. He walks on over towards Aylward for the flip and the out. First out there of the bottom half of the fourth comes by Kenan Van Duzer to Jack Aylward.
Yeah, and Kenan Van Duzer does exactly what he wants to there. Gets the hitter into a 1-2 count. Finds himself in a pitcher's count. Gets weak contact, just a little dribbler right back to him. Flips it over to first base. Easy first out of the inning.
Kenta Minikata comes up, and his last time he was up, he also had a 1-3 as we just saw. That one sent on the over towards the third base coach who steps aside. It's going to be 0-1 incoming as running out and going to go grab that one is going to be a Pioneers player out there.
Looked like Tobias Waldridge going out there to get it.
So he grabs it, he runs it back. They held up play until then. The 0-1, Doozer's throw. That one's set on the ground. Doozer is not able to grab that one, but will go to Adamo. Adamo takes his steps to his right. He throws over to Ilward in time for the out.
2 at-bats, 2 quick ground outs off of the pitching from Cannon Van Doozer to start this bottom half of the 4th inning, doing exactly what he wanted to on the mound. Just 1 out away from getting a quick inning here. And when you had a last inning where you kind of struggled a little bit to get outs, going back out there, giving a bounce-back inning is exactly what you need to do for your confidence, because you have to imagine he's throwing a bulk of the innings with Birch's ejection.
Christopher Gonzalez comes up. He was hit by the pitch his last time up. That one is swung and a miss for the strike, and that was where Birch's ejection came in. Birch thought that he swung on the pitch. When the ball hit him, the home and second base umpire ruled that he did not swing. He said something. He got tossed as that one set on the ground. Tidwell, ball bounces up towards him, and Tidwell is not able to make a play. A hard hit ball there comes from Christopher Gonzalez, and it's going to be another one that gets on for the Geneva Red Wings.
Yeah, they don't call third base the hot corner for nothing. That thing was a scorcher coming off the bat. Tidwell did what he could to keep it in front of him, but a ball hit that hard, and all you can really hope to do is hope the ball finds its way into your glove there, but ultimately not letting that ball go into left field is a victory in itself for Tidwell.
Single comes in there from Gonzalo, as up to bat is Dylan Briggs. So as I was mentioning, Gonzalo was where Birch got ejected, and then Coach Drum got ejected for something they ended up saying. So in this contest, if you're just joining us, Van Duzer did not start the day off. It was Landon Birch, who has 2 earned runs to his name, he has 1 earned run to his name. A throw back over to first. Will he get the tag? He does. It's tagged there by Ilward, and that will be the out. Pickoff attempt there by Van Duzer. Gets out the runner in Gonzalo. That will do it as we head to the top of the 5th. It's 3-2 Geneva lead here on the Pioneers Broadcasting Network. The Elmira Pioneers are sponsored by AIM Independent Living, AJ's Outdoor Power Equipment, Ann's Pancakes, Centralis Health, Blaze Brockway, Bully Hill Vineyards, CAF USA, Casa Trinity Prevention, Chemung Canal Trust Company, Chemung Supply, Coca-Cola, Council Rock Wealth Advisory Group, Dandy Mini Marts, Elm Chevrolet, Elmira Heat Treating, Chemung County Family Fitness Center, Finger Lakes Federal Credit Union, FM Howell, Glove House, Guthrie, Hilliard Corporation, Honeybee Made, Jubilee Foods, Kahuna's, Kennedy Valve, M&T Bank, Martha Lloyd Community Services, McDonald's, Papa John's, Pathways, Pinecroft, Rodney J. Strange, Serve Pro, Serve You Credit Union, Sheddens, Solutions Credit Union, Southern Tier Custom Fabricators, Susan Minchin Dentistry, Swan Morse Insurance, Texas Roadhouse, Tom South Corning Collision, the United States Army, the United States Navy, Vasco Brands, Wegmans, Wise Markets, Well Now Urgent Care, WETM, Wiggle 100, and Woodbrook Assisted Living. Thank you for sponsoring the Elmira Pioneers, and go Pios. Top 5, top of the order comes Caleb Delaney to get things moving here for the Pioneers. They want to get another run on the board. They have not scored since the 2nd inning. They're currently trailing 3-2 after last inning where 3 were left on. Baralt stays on the mound. The pitch, that one is upstairs, ball 1.
Yeah, and Caleb Delaney's going to make you work for it here at the plate. It's just a matter of how many pitches he's going to see, because it seems like a lot of at-bats he's just kind of seeing one pitch and then he'll just serve one into the outfield for a base hit.
That one is hit there by Delaney and heads towards right field. Backing up for that one and making the grab there is going to be Noah Company. A hard hit one in the outfield, but it will be an out.
Yeah, I mean, right on cue, takes ball one, swings at the second pitch, gives it a ride out towards right field, just didn't quite get enough underneath it or didn't quite hit it hard enough to beat the right fielder. And so not a bad swing, but it just winds up being the first out of the inning.
As now up to bat comes Brett Baker. He steps up here to try and take things forward. One out right now after Caleb Delaney. Baker's 1 for 1 on the day with a single and a walk. That one's hit off the end of the bat. It heads towards the foul territory, though. Well too hard hit there and late.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but right now we're seeing the Pios. They're on Baralt so far to start the inning. We saw Delaney just one pitch ago. He hit a ball pretty hard. Baker's getting aggressive here. 0-1 count. He put a 0-0 count. He put a hard swing on it. So right now the Pioneers are definitely more willing to swing at the fastball from Baralt than they were earlier in the game.
That last pitch was low for ball one. It's a 1-1 count incoming here with just one out. Pioneers trail by one. They have 4 hits on the day. Pitch there is upstairs. Goes past. It's ball number 2.
Yeah, Baker's another guy who can just make you work at the plate. You mentioned earlier today he's on, what, a 12-game on-base streak now?
He is now on a 12-game on-base streak. Other factors here is that he's walked 16 times entering the day, 17 times. That's third in the PGCBL. As that one swung on a miss there. First strike number 2.
A great deceptive pitch there from Baralt. That one looks like it's going to be another fastball, but that one winds up being more of a splitter. Just starts as a strike, winds up falling below the zone a little bit. Baker gets the swing and miss there. Now he finds himself in a 2-2 count.
2-2 incoming. Baralt has just 1 strikeout on the day. As Baker gets ready, the 2-2, the pitch. That one's hit on the ground. It's going to go right past Baralt. Grabbed there over by Gamble. He flings it. It's on the dirt, but it's grabbed, though, by Dietz. Big play there by Gamble on the infield as he was running to his right. He makes the snag, turns, throws, gets the out.
Good scoop over there by Dietz as well, might I add, being the former first baseman. It feels so great when you watch another infielder make a good play. The throw's a little errant, but it feels great when you're able to dig it out of the dirt, bail your fielder out a little bit, and that'll be the second out of the inning.
2 outs now. Up to bat comes Jalen Tidwell. He's 0 for 2 on the day. He struck out and he flew 1 out to right field. And first pitch goes for a strike swinging. It's 0-1.
Yeah, Baralt just winds up throwing that one a little bit out of the zone, just catches Tidwell being too aggressive in the 0-0 count.
That one outside, 1-1.
Trying for a similar result there, goes to that same spot out of the zone, but this time Tidwell does a good job to keep the bat on his shoulder.
3-2 Red Wings lead as Baralt shakes off a call from his catcher in Arrigo. The 1-1. That one is outside. 2-1.
I mean, overall in this game, Baralt's been working on more of the outer part of the zone than the inner part of the zone. You just have to imagine the Jack Aylward home run definitely made him try to make most of his pitches on the outer part of the zone. We've seen very few inside pitches since that swing.
That one runs inside and it hits Tidwell. He gets on by a hit by pitch here. The third baseman will head over to first.
Well, Baralt goes for the inside fastball there on Tidwell, just a little too far inside, and the Pioneers with a runner on and 2 outs.
So here we go. It's a right-hander currently warming up in the bullpen for Geneva. As there's talks incoming from Baralt and second base umpire about what specifically, who knows.
Might just be a little banter between the two of them. Obviously, Tidwell's going to get a second there over at first base after getting hit by the pitch, so maybe just trying to stay lighthearted with the infield umpire here.
As he gives over his elbow pad over to Coach Nasty Nate over there, who puts it on his own elbow. 2 outs here, and that one's hit hard there, and it's going to drop in. Nick Spanner gets one, and it's going to go for a double. Does he try to turn it? He does not. Trying to get home is Tidwell. Does he get tagged? He does. What a throw there coming in from the cutoff man. Great play all around, and Jalen Tidwell gets punched out at home. It still remains 3-2 Geneva lead here from Geneva, New York on the Pioneers Broadcasting Network. The Elmira Pioneers are sponsored by AIM Independent Living, AJ's Outdoor Power Equipment, Ann's Pancakes, Centralis Health, Blaze Brockway, Bully Hill Vineyards, CAF USA, Casa Trinity Prevention, Chemung Canal Trust Company, Chemung Supply, Coca-Cola, Council Rock Wealth Advisory Group, Dandy Mini Marts, Elm Chevrolet, Elmira Heat Treating, Chemung County Family Fitness Center, Finger Lakes Federal Credit Union, FM Howell, Glove House, Guthrie, Hilliard Corporation, Honeybee Maid, Jubilee Foods, Kahuna's, Kennedy Valve, M&T Bank, Martha Lloyd Community Services, McDonald's, Papa John's, Pathways, Pinecroft, Rodney J. Strange, ServPro, ServU Credit Union, Sheddens, Solutions Credit Union, Southern Tier Custom Fabricators, Susan Minchin Dentistry, Swan Morse Insurance, Texas Roadhouse, Tom's South Corning Collision, the United States Army, the United States Navy, Vasco Brands, Wegmans, Wise Markets, Well Now Urgent Care, WETM, Wiggle 100, and Woodbrook Assisted Living. Thank you for sponsoring the Elmira Pioneers, and go Pios. Bottom 5 incoming here after what it was a great throw by Gonzalo to track down Tidwell at home and stop the Pioneers from tying this ball game up following the Spanner double. Now up to Matt comes Dylan Briggs for Geneva, trying to take a larger lead here against the Pioneers.
Yeah, the Pioneers have been aggressive on sending their runners from third to home all season long. That play, no exception. Tidwell flying around third base. Just an unbelievable throw from Gonzalo. Right on the money. Nothing Tidwell can do but tip his cap.
I mean, for most people who would be the third base coach, that's where you have to send, is that one. It shows bunt, foul back, strike one. So you can't put any blame there on Coach Barber for sending Tidwell.
Yeah, not at all. I think a lot of coaches would agree in that situation. You send your guy. If you get a perfect throw like that, especially on a bit of an errant throw from the center fielder, nothing you can do but tip your cap to the infield on the throw, but just a really solid
That one's hit hard there by Briggs. It's going to break in between Tidwell and Manny Esley for a single, and that gets things moving here. So one man gets on now as the Geneva Red Wings eclipse double digits for hits. And it's 3-2 lead right now as Campbell steps up to the plate.
Yeah, Geneva's just been swinging it at the plate here. Seems like they're either getting deep into counts or they're just swinging at one of the first couple pitches, putting it in play. And a lot of times that ball's going in play, it's going for a base knock.
That one hit foul there by J.C. Gamble. He's got 2 singles on the day, but his last time he was on the base path, he was caught stealing.
Yeah, really good throw from Spanner behind the plate, and a really good tag out there on second base from Adamo as well. Just an all-around solid play from the Pioneers.
0-1 count as dancing over there is Briggs at first base. The throw, that one's set on the ground. Attacking that one and trying to get it is Esley. It hits off the back as well. And Adamo goes to play that one. A very tough one there. It was a hard-hit ball. We'll wait to see what it ends up getting scored, and they will rule it a hit.
Yeah, that one hit hard up the middle. Esley does what he can to get a glove on it, just can't field it cleanly. Adamo behind him does a good job of backing it up. Unfortunately for him, he can't cleanly make the transfer of the ball from the glove to his hand. Has to stick it in his back pocket, and a great scoring opportunity here for the Red Wings to get the bottom half of the fifth started.
3 for 3 on the day, J.C. Gamble. Now a man who's 0 for 2. It's C.J. Orego. He struck out his last time up as that one goes high into the air towards right field. Delaney runs underneath that one. He's going to make the grab, and he's going to throw it, try to get the tag over at third. It's not going to be in time, though. So moving forward on the tag play there is going to be Briggs and Gamble. So now it's a man on third and a man on second following the fly out.
Yeah, strong throw into third there from Delaney to try and catch the lead runner. But J.C. Gamble, that's some fantastic base running there over on first base, noticing that the lead runner is going to tag up and that the throw is going straight through to the bag and not going to hit a cutoff man. Gamble does a great job taking the extra 90 feet where they gave it to him.
Mike Galucci's now up to bat. He has gotten on twice now. both by way of single. So here it goes. It's a 1-run lead by Geneva. They hope to extend that cushion here with a man on third and a man on second. Van Duzer on the mound. He throws. That one's hit on the ground. It goes right past Aylward over towards first base, and it runs past the right field foul line, but will stay fair. 1 run scores. The second run is going to cross the plate, and they do so. It is now 5-2. Geneva lead on a 2-run single by Michael Uchi.
Yeah, that's just a fantastic swing there by Uchi. Sends it over to first base. Aylward playing in, so there's nothing he can do about it except hope that it goes foul. But that one stayed just straight enough to stay to the left side of that fair foul line. Fantastic swing. Now Geneva leads by 3.
It should be noted there is no action currently in the Pioneers bullpen. A lot of faith in Cannon Van Duzer here. Spanner tucks with his pitcher and heads on back over.
And I think a lot of that also has to do with the fact that in the next 4 days, the Pioneers are going to be playing 5 games. That's not including the contest we're watching right now. A lot of baseball coming up for the Pios. They're going to need as many arms fresh as they can have.
Newark tomorrow at Dunfield. Friday at Dunfield is Auburn. Saturday at Dunfield is a game against the Diesel. As that one drops into the outfield, and it's going to be a big swing there coming by Austin Dietz. He's got another hit. As the throw is off target towards third base, Uchi moves over to third. Austin Dietz now has a double and a single to his name.
Yeah, now more than a dozen base hits for Geneva. That's number 13 on the night. The line just keeps on moving in this inning. Everybody's put a hard swing on the ball. The only out of the inning as well, might I add, a very productive out towards Caleb Delaney that allowed both runners to advance. Geneva doing everything right in this inning, and they still have a lot that they could do with scoring.
An infield meeting will come in, as I was mentioning. So tomorrow is a game at home against Newark. Friday is a game at home against Auburn. That is a big challenge given how well Auburn has done this season. Saturday, it's an out-of-league game against the Buffalo Diesel at Dunfield. And then Sunday, it's a doubleheader against a team that they have not seen yet this season, Niagara Falls Americans, up in Niagara Falls. So a lot of baseball to be played, and then it's 1 day off and back in the swing of things where they'll have another stretch where it's game, doubleheader.
Yeah, it's all hands on deck for the Pioneers right now. Cannon Van Duzer right here. Going to be trying to give an outing where he'll give depth. It might not be the most quality of innings, but maybe going for a 2018 World Series Game 3 Nathan Eovaldi-esque type outing, just trying to get outs, do what you can to keep your team in the game, but ultimately kind of burn your arm to save everyone else.
1 out. The first pitch swing there comes from Kutz. He's 2 for 2 on the day with 3 RBIs. Coming in. All right, make a correction. 2 RBIs on a single. As, once again, man on third, man on first. That one's hit off the end of the bat, and it's going to head into the outfield. That'll be his 3rd RBI. That's a single coming in for Caden Kutz. It's 6-2. Geneva lead.
Yeah, and again, you mentioned the line moving. The line just keeps on moving for the Red Wings. The beat goes on. It seems like no matter what Van Duzer throws right now, it's getting hit, and just nothing you can really do about it if you're the Pioneers. You're giving up contact, but you're doing what you can to get the outs. Unfortunately for Van Duzer with the defensive positioning, nobody quite in the right spot to make a play.
As it's a meeting on the mound here between Coach Burkhan and Van Duzer. To give them some discussion, man on second, man on first. Still just 1 out here in this bottom half of the 5th. And a day that started out and seemed like the Pioneers would get a great start from their pitcher in Landon Birch, who, like we said before, 17 innings pitch entering into the day, just a .53 ERA. In the first inning, 1 run scores for Geneva, but then in the second inning, all of a sudden, out goes Birch.
Yeah, it feels like you can just kind of trace everything that's gone wrong in this game back to that moment. It's felt like the wheels have kind of fallen off a little bit for the Pioneers, especially on the pitching side of the ball, but it seems like when they're hitting, they're making solid contact as Geneva's able to play it well.
That one hit foul there. Up to bat is Noah Company. Still looking for his first time on the base path for the squad. He is one of 3 players who has not gotten on here today. as he gets set here. 6-2. Van Duzer looks back. He steps. He throws. That one's hit on the ground. It goes right back over to Van Duzer. He turns. He throws over towards shortstop for Esley. The throw on to first in time. It's a double play. It's the 1-6-3. Not one that you traditionally see, but that gets them out of the inning. Only 3 runs scored for Geneva. It's 6-2 as we head to the top of the 6th here in the Pioneers Broadcasting Network. The Elmira Pioneers are sponsored by AIM Independent Living, AJ's Outdoor Power Equipment, Ann's Pancakes, Centralis Health, Blaze Brockway, Bully Hill Vineyards, CAF USA, Casa Trinity Prevention, Chemung Canal Trust Company, Chemung Supply, Coca-Cola, Council Rock Wealth Advisory Group, Dandy Mini Marts, Elm Chevrolet, Elmira Heat Treating, Chemung County Family Fitness Center, Finger Lakes Federal Credit Union, FM Howell, Glove House, Guthrie, Hilliard Corporation, Honeybee Made, Jubilee Foods, Kahuna's, Kennedy Valve, M&T Bank, Martha Lloyd Community Services, McDonald's, Papa John's, Pathways, Pinecroft, Rodney J. Strange, ServPro, ServU Credit Union, Sheddens, Solutions Credit Union, Southern Tier Custom Fabricators, Susan Minchin Dentistry, Swan Morse Insurance, Texas Roadhouse, Tom South Corning Collision, the United States Army, the United States Navy, Vasco Brands, Wegmans, Wise Markets, Well Now Urgent Care, WETM, Wiggle 100, and Woodbrook Assisted Living. Thank you for sponsoring the Elmira Pioneers, and go Pios. Tyler Adamo steps up here, top of the 6th inning incoming. Anthony Lamonte alongside Evan Baird taking you through the action here today. Geneva scored 3 in the bottom half of the 5th. They now make it 6-2. And they are out hitting the Pioneers 14-5 according to our scoreboard, as that one is up high. Ball 1.
And the score may be 6-2. However, last night we saw a very similar, in fact, an identical situation where the Pioneers trailed 6-2 against Geneva, wound up storming back to win that game 10-7. Going to take some magic like that tonight if they want to win this one.
It helped with a 7-run inning, as that one, it goes in there for a strike.
Yeah, right now Baralt's just dealing on the mound. Wouldn't be surprised if the approach is taking till you get a strike just to try and drive the pitch count up a little bit, because he's definitely found a rhythm with what the current approach is, so something has to change.
1-1 count. The pitch to Adamo. It's going to be a little low. It's ball 2. 2-1 count incoming for a man who has not gotten on today in Tyler Adamo. He lined one out to the second baseman and also hit one in the air that was caught out in right field. The 2-1, the pitch, and that one will go for a strike.
Yeah, that one just clips the outer part of the zone there. Really good pitch from Barral. Adamo looked like he might have disagreed with the call a little bit, but now in the 2-strike count, he's going to have to expand the zone a little bit, do what he can to fight at the plate.
No 50-50 pitches for Adamo. The 2-2, that one is inside. 3-2 now.
Yeah, in a 3-2 count here, I wouldn't be surprised to see Barral just go back to his fastball. That seems to be his best pitch today. The pitch he has the most trust in, the pitch he has the best feel for, and he's getting a lot of swings and misses with it, or he's at least getting non-competitive foul balls off of that swing, so certainly going to be the pitch I'd imagine he goes to here in the full count.
The payoff pitch from Baralt. It's in there. It's fouled back by Adamo. Fouled off his back foot.
Yeah, he goes to the fastball there. Adamo just on top of that one, shoots it right down into the ankle region. Doesn't feel too great at the plate if you're a hitter, but maybe that one wound up hitting the dirt first, because Adamo not in as much pain as I would imagine him being in.
3-2 count incoming for Tyler Adamo. The payoff pitch. Once again, that one's on the outside corner. It's going to be strike 3. Adamo did not agree with that one, but it will be a punch-out there. And I have to give a lot of credit to Baralt. I mean, we've been talking about what happened with Birch, but Baralt has not taken any sort of prisoners against him. Just 2 earned runs on the day going against him, and he's been able to mow down these Pioneers.
Yeah, minimal traffic since the Jack Aylward home run, with the exception of Nick Spanner's double last inning where Jalen Tidwell was thrown out at the plate trying to get a little,
As that one is
off the helmet of Baker, or of Dubek, excuse me.
So Dubek will run his way over to first base. Good to see that he's okay. Makes it on over there. That was a hard one off the helmet. Good to see that he's okay, and he gets on for his second time today. Now up to bat comes Jack Aylward, who is 1 for 1 on the day with a home run. That was a 2-run shot, and he also got on by a hit by pitch. 1 out here, man on first. Pioneers trying to claw back from a 4-run deficit. The throw. Aylward hits that one hard. It heads towards left side in foul territory, and it will land foul.
Yeah, Aylward gets a pitch on the inner part of the zone, which I find very interesting. He wound up punishing Baralt for missing in earlier in the game, and then when Baralt tried to go inside last time he was up, wound up hitting Aylward, so I was very surprised to see him go to the inner part of the zone. First pitch there. Maybe that's the only time in this at-bat that Aylward will see a pitch on the inner part of the zone, as we've seen Baralt have great feel for the outer part of the zone.
And Aylward has pulled every single ball that he's hit so far towards that left side, including the home run he had. That one goes outside for a ball. It's a 1-1.
Yeah, Baralt tries to go to the outer part of the zone, just misses by a little bit. Seems like he's been missing by a little bit on a lot of pitches today, but also getting a lot of swing and miss, a lot of weak contact on that outer part of the zone as well.
1-1 count, 1 out. Brandon Dubak sits on first base. That pitch outside. Ball 2 to Jack Aylward. As fans here in Geneva stay up on their feet for their Red Wings. 6-2 the score, 2-1 counting coming for Aylward. The pitch, that one is hit foul. For a man wearing number 34, he's really showing off a lot of Big Papi with these swings.
Seems like a lot of great athletes in the history of sports can be seen wearing the number 34. You obviously think David Ortiz from the Red Sox. You think Nolan Ryan, one of the most dominant pitchers in Major League Baseball history. And then going to another sport, Giannis Antetokounmpo, a fantastic basketball player, a 2-time MVP winner, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year winner. Just the number 34 seems to breed success in sports.
As Aylward gets a batter's timeout and steps out here. It's a 2-2 count right now with 1 out. Once again, Brandon Dubak currently occupies first base. The pitch from Baralt. That one will hit Aylward again. So he got hit on the elbow the first time. He's hit on the thigh this time. And he rubs the leg. That's something that you don't normally see with hit by pitches. Generally an unwritten rule, but he will walk on over and there'll be no talk about that one as the manager comes out and talks to his pitcher.
Yeah, it feels like a lot of times when you get hit by a pitch, you don't normally go to rubbing it. I mean, you could, of course, go to rub some dirt on it. Didn't look like that was the case with Aylward there. More times than not, you just try and stretch it out a little bit wherever you get hit, because if you don't, you're going to feel very stiff the next day.
Especially for a guy who's been running around the base path today, and Jack Aylward. Moved all the way to third base the last time he was on first and was very close to coming home. It was a bases loaded situation, but not able to score. As coming up now is going to be Gingerich. As he gets ready to go, he has a single on the day as well as a walk. Trying to get into this one. Once again, Dubak occupies second base. Jack Aylward's on first. He has a strong lead over there at first, by the way. That one is low. Ball 1.
Yeah, and Baralt just again goes to the outer part of the zone to get an at-bat started here. Gingrich does a great job to lay off of it, because it can be so easy to swing at that pitch when your eyes light up thinking it could be a strike. But that's a pitch that normally gets the ground ball, and a ground ball here would more than likely end the inning.
That one goes inside for a strike. 1-1, and that's one where man at the plate would probably like back. That was a tough one anyway. If he swung on that, he probably would have gotten jammed.
Yeah, that's just a great pitch there. You know, whenever you can put a hitter in a situation where contact would be not strong or you wind up getting a called strike, you're throwing a good pitch, and that's exactly what Baralt did there in the 1-1 count.
Gingerich comes back up, and it's 2-1 count coming for him. Baralt, after that meeting on the mound, trying to get things moving. As he gets ready, looks back towards Dubak. There's no one there in case of a pickoff. The 2-1 inside, ball 3. Down towards the feet of the batter, the lefty batter, and it's a 3-1 count now.
And a big pitch incoming here. You don't want to put the man on with the walk to give the bases loaded with just 1 out. But you also don't want to miss over the plate here, give Gingrich a pitch that he can wind up punishing. So a very tough pitch to make here from Baralt. Let's see what he does.
Step off there. I'm Baralt. And he will get back up and wait for his sign from Arrigo to figure out what to throw here to the batter. No shifts by anyone in the field. The throw and 3-1. That one's fouled back as it hits right above us. If there wasn't the netting in the fence there, it probably would have crashed into the window.
Yeah, you know, you got to be a little thankful for the netting in the fence there. I won't lie. A little bit of a flinch out of me. More than I would care to admit.
I mean, that was a hard hit ball from him, so does not surprise.
I mean, I always laugh when I see on TV the people behind the plate flinching on foul balls hit straight back. I guess I no longer can, or else I'm a hypocrite.
No better than them. 3-2 count coming in. Gingerich hits that one and heads towards foul territory. Don't go too far, left side. Still a full count coming here for him.
Yeah, that was
just 1 out.
Just a good swing there to stay alive at the plate, you know. Sometimes in these at-bats, you can just be looking to foul off anything in the zone and then just try and draw a ball forward because it makes the pitcher have to work even harder. And when he's already hit 2 batters in the inning, putting 3 on to load the bases without giving up a base hit can definitely make you feel like you're getting not your best stuff on the mound.
The payoff pitch, that one too high, and on base he goes again. Tyson Gingerich is walked for a second time here today. And now the bases are completely juiced for Michael Ferranti.
Yeah, and Ferranti, it seems like he's able to try and it seems like he's just able to hit the ball really no matter where the pitch is. The question is just where is the ball going to be hit. Right here, if he can find a gap, it would be a huge swing for the Pioneers. It would get at least 1, maybe 2 runs across here and make this game more competitive.
Walked his last time off. Ferranti watches the first pitch strike. He looks back to ask where that ended up hitting. They say the inside corner.
And also part of why he's asking the umpire, he's asking if that is his corner, because if that's his corner, he knows anything closer to him he can lay off of. But if the umpire says I'm giving another ball inside, he has to look out for that pitch as well.
The 0-1, and that one is swung foul. So an 0-2 count now incoming for Michael Ferranti.
And I normally wouldn't say you'll see a high fastball in the situation here because if Ferranti's able to catch up to it, it'll be hit into the outfield more than likely for a sac fly. But with a 4-run lead, I wouldn't be surprised to see it.
0-2, that one well outside in the left-hand batter's box. A 1-2 now incoming for Michael Ferranti.
Yeah, Baralt's still in full control of this at-bat. Just goes from an 0-2 to a 1-2. Still throwing the pitch you feel the most comfortable with getting a swing and miss or the ground ball here, whichever pitch that may be.
Brandon Dubak on third, Aylward on second, and that one fouled back there by Ferranti. And on first base is Tyson Gingerich. And as the what would represent as the tying run is currently at the plate.
Yeah, and these last 2 at-bats from Gingrich and from Ferranti now, they've both done a really good job of fighting. Once they get to 2 strikes, they've both fouled a pitch off, and they've both seen pitches as well.
1-2 count. Baralt's throw. That one outside. 2-2. I want to make a note about all these hard-hit balls. There is absolutely 0 wind right now happening. The flag in center field is not moving. The 2-2. That one swung on a miss there for a strikeout. The second out of the inning. And is trying to get out of a bases-loaded jam. Here is Baralt for a second time today. And now up to bat comes Manny Esley. And try and take this one.
Yeah, and Baralt just set him up perfectly. He gets the foul ball in the 0-2 count. Then he throws the waste pitch to make it go 1-2. Then he climbs the ladder after going to the off-speed. Ferranti behind on it, gets the swing and miss. Great sequence.
That one upstairs but in for a strike. 3 strikeouts so far today from Baralt. He's done a great job holding off bases loaded situations as he gets ready. 2 outs, 0-1. The pitch well too high. Esley leans back to get away from that one. 1-1. As the Pioneers have not scored since the second inning where Jack Aylward hit one over the left field wall. It's 6-2 in Geneva, New York, as that one falls right in there for a strike. And Esley also asks about the spot on that one. The Elms College player is now down in the 1-2 count.
Yeah, that one looked a smidge off the plate there, but a great pitch from Baralt nonetheless. Now he's got the 1-2 count.
The pitch, that one outside, far away, and Esley will walk back after the out. The 4th strikeout of the day for Baralt, and catches Esley looking. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Pioneers trail 6-2 here on the Pioneers Broadcasting Network. The Elmira Pioneers are sponsored by AIM Independent Living, AJ's Outdoor Power Equipment, Ann's Pancakes, Centralis Health, Blaze Brockway, Bully Hill Vineyards, CAF USA, Casa Trinity Prevention, Chemung Canal Trust Company, Chemung Supply, Coca-Cola, Council Rock Wealth Advisory Group, Dandy Mini Marts, Elm Chevrolet, Elmira Heat Treating, Chemung County Family Fitness Center, Finger Lakes Federal Credit Union, FM Howell, Glove House, Guthrie, Hilliard Corporation, Honeybee Made, Jubilee Foods, Kahuna's, Kennedy Valve, M&T Bank, Martha Lloyd Community Services, McDonald's, Papa John's, Pathways, Pinecroft, Rodney J. Strange, Serve Pro, Serve You Credit Union, Sheddens, Solutions Credit Union, Southern Tier Custom Fabricators, Susan Minchin Dentistry, Swan Morse Insurance, Texas Roadhouse, Tom South Corning Collision. Bottom of the 6th now incoming. Jackson Slater steps up here, and Van Duzer remains on the mound for this one. Pioneers another time today not able to score with bases completely loaded. They have yet to score since the second inning as Van Duzer gets ready for his first pitch against Jackson Slater. He has a single on the day. That one goes away for a ball.
And there's a lot of activity going on in the Pioneers bullpen as well. Wouldn't be terribly surprised if this is Van Duzer's last inning of relief. And while he may not have been the most effective, he did ultimately do a lot of dirty work. This was now going on his 4th full inning in relief of Landon Birch.
1-0, the pitch. That one is hit hard, and it jumps over Aylward's glove over at first base. It gets into the outfield, and it's going to be a single for Jackson Slater. A hard-hit ball there, the 15th hit of the day for the Geneva Red Wings.
And the hard contact just continues for the Red Wings. That one was hit on a frozen rope over towards first base. Aylward did what he could to get a beat on it, just couldn't quite get his glove on it, and that'll go for the leadoff knock for Slater.
And coming up now is going to be Kenta Minikata as a throw back over towards first base. And get it, no. Slater stays back there. Once again, the hit differential in this one, 15-5 in favor of the Red Wings. The throw there from Duzer gets the strike, and Van Duzer has first pitch strike against the batter.
Yeah, just a good job to get strike number 1 there. After giving up the leadoff single, you don't really want to fall behind 1-0. Give the batter an advantage on you already when you have a runner on. Just a good job to get strike number 1.
0-1 count, the pitch. That one is swung on for strike number 2.
Yeah, Van Duzer can throw just about whatever he wants here, knowing that it can either be the waste pitch that gets taken or it can be the waste pitch that gets swung on and missed for strike number 3. So he's going to throw whatever he feels the most comfortable with getting a swing and miss here, knowing that this pitch doesn't have to be anywhere near the zone.
0-2 count, man on first base. The throw back over isn't in time. It is not. Back to first there goes Slater. Something interesting, Minikata, when he is in between pitches, does not stand outside of that left-handed batter's box. He stays in the entire time.
Yeah, for some hitters, it just takes them out of their rhythm a little bit whenever they step out of the box because it forces them to have to reset. But just
0-2, that one's hit hard. It heads over to Adama. Adama makes a spin. He throws it to Astley out at second base, but it'll not be in time towards first. The double play is not turned. It's the fielder's choice, though, for the first down.
Yeah, that ball was hit hard by Minikata, but that was a very slow developing double play. Adamo gets the glove on it, goes to throw it, keeps his hand in the glove for a second, and then doesn't throw it terribly hard towards Esley, who's covering second base. Esley does what he can to try and turn the double play, but the Pioneers still able to get an out nonetheless.
Christopher Gonzalo now steps up to the plate, and the highlight of his day so far, that throw down to home that tagged Jalen Tidwell out. He steps up here. The throwback over by Van Duzer, not in time. Minikana gets back over to first.
In Van Duzer, with all these throws over to first base, all these pickoff attempts, sometimes you see pitchers throwing over. That just tries to give the bullpen arms the extra time to get loose if they can throw another pitch or two.
That one's hit hard. It heads over towards left center. It's going to drop. It's going to be extra base hit incoming for Gonzalo. Moving over towards home is Minikana. Looking for three. Here comes Gonzalo. The throw to Tidwell. It's not in time. It's going to be a triple. Coming in here, an RBI triple at that. The second hit of the day by Gonzalo. And it puts the Geneva Red Wings up 7-2.
Yeah, just a lot of fantastic swings from the Red Wings off of Ken and Van Duzer. That swing, no exception there from Gonzalo. Gets a pitch that he can turn on, and he sends that one into the gap. Not often do you see a ball hit towards left center, wind up as a triple, but he put the wheels on, unhooked the trailer, gets to third base, and still a great scoring opportunity for the Red Wings, and they've already gotten one across in the inning.
Dylan Briggs, 1 for 2 on the day. He had a single and then started his day off with the double play. No chance of that here as that one falls too high. It's ball 1.
Yeah, Van Duzer, you're just simply pitching for a ground ball here. The infield is playing in. You're trying to get a ground ball hit right at somebody, getting the out at first base while keeping that runner on third staying where he is.
1-0 count, 1 out. The pitch, that one is upstairs, 2-0. Lights coming down here. LED lights at John Salone Field, here. Different than the other lights that you see at Dunfield, the halogens there. The 2-0, the pitch, that one is downstairs, 3-0.
Yeah, it almost feels like at Dunfield, the lights need a few minutes to warm up. It seemed like here the lights got turned on and they were just immediately beaming right down on the field.
And that's what happens when you see those ball clubs in the majors where they turn the lights all off in a victory. That's what happened in Auburn as well in that 24-14 win. They turn the lights off. They have the opportunity to do so because they have the LEDs. 3-0. That one goes for a strike. Van Duzer gets his first strike of the at-bat going against Dylan Briggs.
And you also see with a lot of Major League ball clubs as well, the LED lights. So many times you'll see a player hit a home run and they'll kind of do like the strobe light show a little bit, just giving the fans a little more to feel pumped up about. Unfortunately for us, no such thing at the Dun.
3-1 count. Van Duzer gets ready. He throws. That one's hit on the ground. It goes right past the glove of Aylward at first. It's going to be a single incoming for Briggs, and it scores a run. 8-2 now, Geneva lead.
Yeah, and for Van Duzer, you've done what you can out of the bullpen, but I feel like that has to be the day. That's now 7 runs that he has given up while on the mound. He's given up a lot of hard contact. He's done what he can to keep you in the game. Unfortunately for him, the bats have just been held silent by Barral on the other side, so I wouldn't be surprised if that just winds up being the day.
As Coach Barber comes out, and out goes Van Duzer. We'll step aside here on the Pioneers Broadcasting Network. The Red Wings currently lead 8-2 over the Elmira Pioneers. The Elmira Pioneers are sponsored by AIM Independent Living, AJ's Outdoor Power Equipment, Ann's Pancakes, Centralis Health, Blaze Brockway, Bully Hill Vineyards, CAF USA, Casa Trinity Prevention, Chemung Canal Trust Company, Chemung Supply, Coca-Cola, Council Rock Wealth Advisory Group, Dandy Mini Marts, Elm Chevrolet, Elmira Heat Treating, Chemung County Family Fitness Center, Finger Lakes Federal Credit Union, FM Howell, Glove House, Guthrie, Hilliard Corporation, Honeybee Made, Jubilee Foods, Kahuna's, Kennedy Valve, M&T Bank, Martha Lloyd Community Services, McDonald's, Papa John's, Pathways, Pinecroft, Rodney J. Strange, ServPro, ServU Credit Union, Sheddens, Solutions Credit Union, Southern Tier Custom Fabricators, Susan Minchin Dentistry, Swan Morse Insurance, Texas Roadhouse, Tom South Corning Collision, the United States Army, the United States Navy, Vasco Brands, Wegmans, Wise Markets, Well Now Urgent Care, WETM, Wiggle 100, and Woodbrook Assisted Living. Thank you for sponsoring the Elmira Pioneers, and go Pios. Here for the bottom half of the sixth, continuing on here, it's the new arm and Luke Strylander getting in here and filling in for Cannon Van Duzer. The pitch, that one's outside, and he's going against J.C. Gamble, who has a lot of power in the bat. In the game against Batavia, he hit one that should have been ruled a home run. It hit off the Massa sign, but was ended up ruling as a automatic double. So first pitch goes for balls from Lylander. That one falls in there for a strike, so 1-1 the exchange.
Yeah, he's also got a couple base hits today and can fly around the base paths, just really making himself look like a five-tool player out here.
Is getting ready here for the third pitch of his outing is Lucas Rylander. With one out here in the bottom of the sixth. That one's hit high into the air. It heads towards right field. Trying to track after that one is going to be Caleb Delaney. He loses his hat and glasses, but makes the grab. Second out comes in there. The first time that Gamble has not been able to get on base. There is now coming up is C.J. Orrego. He is one of the lone players to not reach base here today. And he steps up here. He's 0 for 3. 2 flyouts to right field and a strikeout today.
Yeah, and Rylander just going to look to try and get another quick out here coming out of the bullpen in a 6-run game. You just got to do what you can to keep the lead where it is. But when you can do it more efficiently, that's just a bonus.
That one ruled a ball. Moving inside, there was Orrego. Very close, but just pulls away from it. 1-0 man currently occupies first base. That's Dylan Briggs. 2 outs now. 2 runs have scored so far in the bottom half of this inning. That one goes in there for a strike.
Yeah, good pitch there from Rylander to get strike one. Goes to the off speed, gets it to just fall right over the plate. And that's not a swing or a pitch you'll normally see a swing at, as it'll just lead to a ground ball. Just a really good job to get strike one.
1-1 count here. 2 outs. The pitch. That one's hit on the ground. It heads over towards Tidwell. Tidwell makes the grab at third. He takes the steps. He throws over to first and hits Jack Aylward right in the chest for the out. And that will do it for the 6th inning. We get to the top of the 7th. Geneva scored 2. They're leading 8-2 here from Geneva, New York on the Pioneers Broadcasting Network. The Elmira Pioneers are sponsored by AIM Independent Living, AJ's Outdoor Power Equipment, Ann's Pancakes, Centralis Health, Blaze Brockway, Bully Hill Vineyards, CAF USA, Casa Trinity Prevention, Chemung Canal Trust Company, Chemung Supply, Coca-Cola, Council Rock Wealth Advisory Group, Dandy Mini Marts, Elm Chevrolet, Elmira Heat Treating, Chemung County Family Fitness Center, Finger Lakes Federal Credit Union, FM Howell, Glove House, Guthrie, Hilliard Corporation, Honeybee Made, Jubilee Foods, Kahuna's, Kennedy Valve, M&T Bank, Martha Lloyd Community Services, McDonald's, Papa John's, Pathways, Pinecroft, Rodney J. Strange, ServPro, Serve You Credit Union, Sheddens, Solutions Credit Union, Southern Tier Custom Fabricators, Susan Minchin Dentistry, Swan Morse Insurance, Texas Roadhouse, Tom South Corning Collision, the United States Army, the United States Navy, Vasco Brands, Wegmans, Wise Markets, Well Now Urgent Care, WETM, Wiggle 100, and Woodbrook Assisted Living. Thank you for sponsoring the Elmira Pioneers, and go Pios. Welcome back here as we head to the top of the 7th. We apologize. A problem with our capture system here. The camera will try and figure that one out. But right now, it's the top of the 7th. We're going to a radio broadcast here. Anthony Labonte alongside Evan Baird as we'll keep describing what's happening here. The first pitch to Caleb Delaney is upstairs there as there is a new arm on the mound coming here for the Geneva Red Wings. And that new arm coming up, I can get you the name in 1 second here as I look through my notes. It's Max Lipton as that one's hit hard by Delaney. It heads towards left field. Going back for that one and making a trace on that right well before the warning track is Minikata for the first out of Lipton's outing.
Yeah, good swing there from Delaney, just going to the opposite field. Just not a ton of pop behind that swing. Lazy fly ball, hangs up, caught for the first out.
So first out comes in here, and now Brett Baker steps up to the plate. The left-handed batter looking to make things going. Pioneers in their navy blues, they've continued to wear on the road their road uniforms as they got, of course, that pinstripe one that they brought in as the first pitch falls right into the zone on the left half of the plate for strike number 1.
We haven't seen the pinstripes in a little bit at the Dunn Field.
We have not.
Seems like they've been relying heavily on their red alternates. I'm not sure how I feel about it because I think the pinstripe jerseys are just gorgeous.
The 0-1, and that one is going to be outside, ball 1. Well, it's also a bit of superstition. The Pioneers have done so well in those red uniforms at Dunn Field. I mean, you look at how teams wear their jerseys. Sometimes they'll say, if we don't lose, we're not taking them off. 1-1 count coming here for Brett Baker. That one is outside, 2-1.
Every time I think of a team playing well in a jersey, I just can't help but think of the Red Sox and their strange obsession with the yellow City Connect jersey.
You always have a Red Sox connection.
I guess it just comes with being a fan.
A lefty-lefty matchup. Max Lipton, the lefty pitcher. The 2-1, the pitch. That one is hit high into left field. It's drifting over there in foul territory. Trying to track after that one is Minikata. It falls well too far left and will go for a strike.
Yeah, Baker just a little bit behind on that one. And a lot of times in lefty-lefty matchups, the batter is just at such a disadvantage because a lot of pitches that left-handers throw tend to have just more overall break to them. So anything that starts at your front hip could wind up over the middle of the plate, and there's really not much you can do about it.
2-2 count incoming here. Lipton's throw. That one outside. Did he swing? They check down to see. They say he did. It was a very close call there. Coach Barber is saying that he did not. He did not like the call. He's asking the home plate umpire. There's nothing happening there. It'll be a punch out there for Max Lipton, his first strikeout of the day.
And that's just one of the disadvantages to only having one field umpire. Whenever a lefty hitter's up and there's multiple umpires, you'll always see the check go down to the third base umpire. However, limited to just one field umpire, the first base ump has to make the call there, and they're not necessarily always in the best position to make that call.
So 2 outs here, Max Lipton, as it's Jalen Tidwell come up now. He was hit by a pitch last time, and he almost made his way home after a Nick Spanner double. However, was tagged down at the plate. And once again, apologize for technical difficulties with the camera. We continue to work on that one as that pitch is well outside, moving over to his right, and into the left-handed batter's box comes Arrego to make the grab. 2-0 count now coming for Jalen Tidwell.
Well, my dad always says I have a face for radio, so I guess just living up to it right now.
2-0 count, Lipton, the lefty-righty matchup. That one is upstairs, so the southpaw is behind in the count. It's 3-0.
Yeah, and it's because this is the first right-handed hitter that he's faced in the inning, obviously seeing Delaney and Baker to get it started. It's easier to pitch to the left-handed hitters because you kind of know how they're going to react. A lot of righties just have very different approaches against left-handed hitters, and he's going to walk them because he's just not quite sure what to throw.
That pitch was up by the eye line of Jalen Tidwell. It'll put a man on. It's 1 on now for the Pioneers as they have to try and come back from a 6-run deficit here. man on first.
Yeah, they have just 7 outs left, and they're going to have to score at least 6 runs if they want to push this game 2 extras. It's all going to start here with 2 outs. You get a runner on. You have to do what you can to get them around. It doesn't matter how many outs there are. You have to do whatever you can to chip into this lead.
Last time Nick Spanner came up with 2 outs, he hit a double. However, no one was able to score after the throw from Gonzalo. The first pitch to him goes down low and towards the back foot of the righty batter. It's ball number 1. 1-0 count incoming, 2 outs. And Tidwell currently occupies first base. He has about 2 steps off of the bag. The throw, that one there is upstairs. 2-0 now incoming.
And in the 2 right-handed hitters that he has faced so far on the mound, 6 pitches, all of them have missed the strike zone. Just something to note so far.
Sometimes you see that become a problem when righties face lefties or when lefties face righties. 2-0, that one almost hits the back foot there of the batter in Spanner. It's a 3-0.
Yeah, and if he does walk Spanner here and the issue is the right-handed hitting, it doesn't get any easier. Tyler Adamo on deck, another right-handed hitter, and he's also used to batting leadoff for the Pioneers. He's very used to having at-bats where he has to look at pitches, and if he doesn't see anything to swing at, I'm sure he'll be able to draw his walk.
3-0 count, the pitch. That one is going to be too high, ball 4. 8 pitches against righty batters, all of which have gone as balls. So now it's a man on second, a man on first. Jalen Tidwell occupies second base, and first base is currently seeing Nick Spanner.
Yeah,
as Tyler Adamo gets ready and steps into the box.
Yeah, the Pioneers with a great scoring opportunity here. First and second with 2 outs. And when you consider the fact that the first 2 outs of the inning recorded fairly easily on the mound, having the traffic on now and a hitter like Adamo at the plate, you can try and get a base hit, try and get a run across your first one since the second inning here. This is probably the best chance they've had to score up to this point, and it seems like if they don't score, it's probably going to be the game, even though it is just the 7th inning.
It was a meeting between Gonzalo, Lipton, and his catcher, Narego, on the mound. They break up, and now Adamo steps up to the plate. The right-handed batter, as we mentioned, going against the lefty. Man on second, man on first. The Pioneers have not scored since the second inning. We're in the top of the 7th. The first pitch, that one is down low. Ball 1.
And that's 9 consecutive pitches that have missed the zone. Just throwing away the part about it being the right-handed hitters. Anytime a reliever walks a batter, they normally don't feel too great about it. But he's walked a hitter and then thrown an additional 5 pitches in a row out of the zone.
1-0 count. The pitch, that one is going to fall right in. First strike against the right-handed batter so far by Lipton. It's a 1-1 count with 2 outs.
Yeah, and you have to imagine Adamo was in auto-take mode there in the 1-0 count with the 8 previous pitches being balls. Just imagining that if he throws a strike there, you're going to have to make him do it again. But if he doesn't throw a strike, you're in a 2-0 count.
1-1 count, 2 outs. Adamo swings on that one. It heads towards second base. The slide there by Gamble. He takes a step. He puts the glove together and throws it on over to Dietz for the 3rd out. A 4-3 there on a hard-hit ball by Tyler Adamo. The Pioneers are not able to score. Geneva gets ready to come up here in the bottom half of the 7th. It's 8-2 they lead as we head into the bottom of the 7th here on the Pioneers Broadcasting Network. The Elmira Pioneers are sponsored by AIM Independent Living, AJ's Outdoor Power Equipment, Ann's Pancakes, Centralis Health, Blaze Brockway, Bully Hill Vineyards, CAF USA, Casa Trinity Prevention, Chemung Canal Trust Company, Chemung Supply, Coca-Cola, Council Rock Wealth Advisory Group, Dandy Mini Marts, Elm Chevrolet, Elmira Heat Treating, Chemung County Family Fitness Center, Finger Lakes Federal Credit Union, FM Howell, Glove House, Guthrie, Hilliard Corporation, Honeybee Made, Jubilee Foods, Kahuna's, Kennedy Valve, M&T Bank, Martha Lloyd Community Services, McDonald's, Papa John's, Pathways, Pinecroft, Rodney J. Strange, ServPro, ServU Credit Union, Sheddens, Solutions Credit Union, Southern Tier Custom Fabricators, Susan Minchin Dentistry, Swan Morse Insurance, Texas Roadhouse, Tom South Corning Collision, the United States Army, the United States Navy, Vasco Brands, Wegmans, Wise Markets, Well Now Urgent Care, WETM, Wiggle 100, and Woodbrook Assisted Living. Thank you. Here now for the bottom of the 7th is going to be Michael Ucci stepping up after the Pioneers were not able to get anything happening in that last half inning against a reliever. And you have to give credit over to the pitching of Geneva today, has only allowed 2 runs, and those 2 runs have come off just a home run by Jack Aylward. As Ucci steps up, he's on the day batting 3 for 3. The first pitch goes inside, ball 1. Lucas Rylander still remains on the mound.
Yeah, it feels like the Pioneers have been able to generate a lot of traffic in this game. They just haven't been able to find the big swing, the swing that knocks the runners home. And that's ultimately the one that's the most important thing. You can create scoring opportunities. However, what matters is if you're able to capitalize on those scoring opportunities.
The second pitch goes awry. It's 2-0 now coming here for Michael Ucci. His last time he was up, that single that he was ended up getting was a 2-run single at that. 2-0 count. The pitch, that one is low. 3-0. It was center of the plate, but just too low, below the knee. 3-0 now.
Yeah, I have to imagine this is going to be an auto take up by 6 runs.
And it's getting ready here. 3-0 count. The pitch, that one hits the corner, falls right in. It's going to be strike number 1. 3-1 count now incoming. We apologize for the difficulties with our capture system for the video. We'll continue to go through this one, and we'll describe what's happening here. Anthony Labonte alongside Evan Baird. The pitch, that one's hit high into the air. It's sky high over towards right side. Jack Aylward runs towards the foul line and makes the grab for the first out. He runs into the outfield grass into just a step before foul territory to make the snag and gets the first out, and the first time Ucci has gone down without getting a hit.
Yeah, that's just a really good play over there at first base by Aylward. He has to take a couple steps backwards, and he has to go pretty much straight back. He can't really approach that on much of an angle. Not usually a position you want to be as a corner infielder, but just a really good job by Aylward to make the catch.
Austin Dietz now up. He has a double and a single on the day. First pitch, he swings on strike 1.
Yeah, great pitch there from Rylander on the outer part of the plate there. Looks like that one was going to be a strike regardless. Just a really good job to get strike 1.
0-1 count, 1 out. Rylander trying to keep things moving here and get the Pioneers bats up. The pitch. That one's hit there, and it's going to fall towards center field. Baker comes running on for it. He reaches the glove down for a basket catch and does so. 2 outs now here for the Pioneers, and the Red Wings will have a new batter coming up in Caden Coots.
Yeah, Brett Baker got a great jump on that one out in center field. That was a really good swing, but Baker just read it immediately, takes the first step in, which is what he needed to do in that situation, and then he's just able to make the rest of the play. Just a really great job to make that catch.
I mean, his hand was maybe a couple inches off the ground, able to grab that one. Like I said, Coots up to bat now. 2 outs. The pitch. That one's fouled back. 1 strike and 2 outs coming here for Coots as he has gotten on 3 times. All 3 times, it's been singles, and that's what the Red Wings have done so well today. 17 hits so far. Rylander steps and deals. That one's hit on the ground, foul towards the third base side. Too early on the swing. 0-2.
And I really like the aggressiveness here at the plate. Rylander is just throwing them over the plate here, just trying to do what he can to get strikes, doing what he can to try and get outs. But he's just doing a really good job to catch the hitters out in front here. But I like the aggressiveness at the plate, trying to stay ready.
0-2 count, 2 outs. Rylander structuring deals. That one is hit into the mid on the foul, and it will be the 3rd out. A strikeout there from Lucas Rylander puts the Geneva side down for the first time today, 1-2-3. As we head into the top half of the 8th, Geneva leads 8-2 over the Elmira Pioneers. The Elmira Pioneers are sponsored by AIM Independent Living, AJ's Outdoor Power Equipment, Ann's Pancakes, Centralis Health, Blaze Brockway, Bully Hill Vineyards, CAF USA, Casa Trinity Prevention, Chemung Canal Trust Company, Chemung Supply, Coca-Cola, Council Rock Wealth Advisory Group, Dandy Mini Marts, Elm Chevrolet, Elmira Heat Treating, Chemung County Family Fitness Center, Finger Lakes Federal Credit Union, FM Howell, Glove House, Guthrie, Hilliard Corporation, Honeybee Maid, Jubilee Foods, Kahuna's, Kennedy Valve, M&T Bank, Martha Lloyd Community Services, McDonald's, Papa John's, Pathways, Pinecroft, Rodney J. Strange, ServPro, ServU Credit Union, Sheddens, Solutions Credit Union, Southern Tier Custom Fabricators, Susan Minchin Dentistry, Swan Morse Insurance, Texas Roadhouse, Tom South Corning Collision, the United States Army, the United States Navy, Vasco Brands, Wegmans, Wise Markets, Well Now Urgent Care, WETM, Wiggle 100, and Woodbrook Assisted Living. Top of the 8th and coming now. Pioneers are down to just their final 6 outs in a game that has been wacky, to say the least. I mean, when your pitcher gets tossed out in the 2nd inning, as well as your head coach, just throws everything off and out of order as Lipton remains on the mound. The first pitch to Duback goes low for ball number 1.
Yeah, it throws a wrinkle into the game plan, not just for today, but for the rest of the week. We already mentioned how many games the Pioneers have coming up for the rest of the week. So your pitcher getting tossed just 4 outs into the game certainly changes up the game plan for the rest of the week. Unfortunately for the Pioneers, the bats just really have not quite been able to come to life today.
2 balls now for Brandon Duback. That last pitch was well outside. Lipton, the left-handed pitcher, had struggles with the righties earlier. The pitch, that one is well too high and outward. 3-0 now coming for the righty in Brandon Duback.
Yeah, we saw last inning the struggles to throw strikes against right-handed hitters. As many as 9 in a row at one point that missed the zone. Duback's just going to do what he can to get on base here to start the inning.
Lipton steps and deals. That one is going to be the first strike. Duback moved his legs backwards in terms to try and get the ball calm, but it doesn't. It's the inside corner. 3-1 count now.
Still finds himself in a hitter's count here, but what he can't do is expand out of the zone. In a game like this, it's crucial to get base runners here.
The throw. That one swung on and miss. It's strike number 2.
Yeah, that pitch was a really good pitch right there. It looked like it was going to be in the zone. Just catches Duback a little behind on that swing.
Have to see what Coach Barber gives as a sign. He's the third base coach for this one. The pitch. That one fouled outside.
And a good job by Duback to protect the plate, but that one looks like he swung at ball 4 there, but still making the pitcher work out there on the mound, able to get some sort of barrel on that one to foul it back. He stays alive here.
Full count incoming, no outs. In the top of the 8th inning, Pioneers down to the last 6 outs to try and score 6 runs. The pitch, that one falls in there for strike number 3. Duback will get struck out there. Another punch out for Lipton.
Yeah.
And now Jack Aylward will come to the plate.
Fantastic pitch there from Lipton. Starts it and it ultimately winds up being a backdoor curveball right there. Starting in the other batter's box, winds up over the middle of the plate. Duback can't take the bat off his shoulder. Nothing you can do there. And there's now 1 away in the 8th.
Jack Aylward, as we've mentioned so far, the home run to start the scoring for the Pioneers in the 2nd inning. However, when I say start the scoring, it's the lone scoring. That first pitch is outside ball 1. He's been hit by the pitch every single other time that he stepped up, once on the elbow and once on the thigh.
I think he'll be getting a lot of ice tonight.
1-0 with a pitch. That one falls in, and as you said, the curveball, a friend of Lipton right now. It's a 1-1.
Yeah, just Uncle Charlie right now. He's got it working beautifully right now, especially against these right-handed hitters. And you'll see it as well when the left-handed hitters come up. But right now,
1-1, the pitch. That one's too high.
Right now, he's just got it working.
That one looked as though it slid off the fingers a little wrong. See, it's back in there. 2-1 count incoming for Jack Aylward. Of course, always wearing that red underneath his Pioneers gear. 2-1, the pitch. That one is right down the middle for a strike.
And I'm a little interested as to why Aylward took that pitch. That one, I mean, you really can't get a much better 2-1 pitch to swing at, although he's going to wind up taking it. Count evens up at 2 now, and he's going to have to protect.
2-2 count, 1 out. The pitch, that one swung on a miss, and that will be a strikeout. Second punch down here of the inning, and Lipton gets him down. As up to bat now comes Tyson Gendrich.
And he'll be seeing a lot of curveballs. Lipton had it working earlier on in this inning, which means right now he's got a great feel for it. And now with the lefty-lefty matchup coming up, it's pretty difficult to imagine a world where Gingrich is going to see any sort of a fastball here.
2 outs. No one on right now. The Pioneers have to come back from a 6-run deficit. Only 5 hits on the day. That first pitch swung on and missed, strike 1. He had the right spot, but was just a bit too late.
Yeah, Lipton goes to the fastball. I didn't think he was going to go there. I'm judging by that swing. I'm guessing Gingrich didn't think he was going to go there either.
0-1 the pitch. That one's well too high. It hits off the backstop. Not even getting a glove on that one is Arrigo, but he doesn't have to worry because there's no man on base, so no one's moving on the base path.
Yeah, sometimes as a catcher you see that pitch go pretty far off the zone, and with nobody on, especially in a 2-out situation where you're up by 6, you can just let that one go by you. You know, you really don't want to waste the energy just trying to block it when it doesn't really matter.
1-1, the pitch. That one's hit on the ground. It heads over toward Lipton. Lipton grabs his glove out. It hits off of his glove. He throws over to Dietz. It's going to be in time, and it's going to be the out. 1, 2, 3 go down the Pioneers. Here in the top of the 8th, Geneva going to try and increase their lead. They're leading by 6 right now. It's 8-2 from John Sloan Field here for the Pioneers Broadcasting Network. The Elmira Pioneers are sponsored by AIM Independent Living, AJ's Outdoor Power Equipment, Ann's Pancakes, Centralis Health, Blaze Brockway, Bully Hill Vineyards, CAF USA, Casa Trinity Prevention, Chemung Canal Trust Company, Chemung Supply, Coca-Cola, Council Rock Wealth Advisory Group, Dandy Mini Marts, Elm Chevrolet, Elmira Heat Treating, Chemung County Family Fitness Center, Finger Lakes Federal Credit Union, FM Howell, Glove House, Guthrie, Hilliard Corporation, Honeybee Made, Jubilee Foods, Kahuna's, Kennedy Valve, M&T Bank, Martha Lloyd Community Services, McDonald's, Papa John's, Pathways, Pinecroft, Rodney J. Strange, Serve Pro, Serve You Credit Union, Sheddens, Solutions Credit Union, Southern Tier Custom Fabricators, Susan Minchin Dentistry, Swan Morse Insurance, Texas Roadhouse, Tom South Corning Collision, the United States Army, the United States Navy, Vasco Brand. Back here, bottom 8, it's a pinch hitter and the guy who subbed in after in right field, Jaden Wyatt, stepping up for Geneva, who is currently leading 8-2 over the Elmira Pioneers, and Lucas Rylander remains on the mound here. First pitch comes in. That one's well too far inside. It's ball 1. And we'd like to give a shout out to our super fan of the game today. That's Dave. And he was telling us just about how much he loves those pinstripe uniforms, which you can get at the merch stand of Dunn Field when you take your next visit. First, that pitch there goes for a strike. Just call 607-734-2690 to get your tickets today to see the Elmira Pioneers play. 1-1 count incoming. No outs here for the right fielder stepping up now. That one is going to hit off of him. He hits him in the knee, and that's going to move him over to first. First base runner coming for Geneva, who looks to increase their lead by 6.
Yeah, Rylander just trying to go inside there in a 1-1 count, just a little too far inside. And I don't necessarily love that. I feel like if you're down by 6, what you should be doing is just going at the hitters, making them put the ball in play, make them get base hits. They haven't really hit you very well. They haven't gotten a base hit off of you since you came into this game. And so I would have just gone right at him there, but now a runner on.
Jackson Slater steps up. He had a single his last time up. The pitch. That one's inside. Ball 1.
And another pitch that rode very far inside. That one nearly hit Slater as well. Rylander's going to have to try and find his command if he wants to get out of this inning unscathed.
So first base has 1, and he's continues to move over. He has a pretty large lead over there as the pitch comes from Rylander, and that one hits the next batter. 2 hit batters in a row by Lucas Rylander. It's now a man on first, man on second, and Wanted and Sleater. And it's up to bat now comes Minikata.
Yeah, and Spanner's just going to go out for a chat here with Rylander, just try and get him to settle back down a little bit. You know, it is a 6-run deficit, and that will be the best case scenario you have going into the 9th inning is a 6-run deficit. But just try and keep the game where it is right now. Don't try and give up any more than you have to.
2 hit by pitches here from Lucas Rylander and moves the men on. And Minikata, he's the one of the few guys, as I mentioned, who has not gotten on. I mean, you can say technically because he got on a fielder's choice, but it won't be put in the score sheet. No outs. First pitch. That one goes right underneath the letters in the middle of the zone for strike number 1.
Yeah, fielder's choices are just the rare instance where you find yourself on base, but the on-base average and the batting average don't improve to go with it.
0-1 count. No outs, man on second, man on first. The pitch, that one swung on in the corner of the plate, strike 2.
Yeah, Rylander just with a great feel for the zone now, just a great feel for his fastball. Have to imagine he's going to go back to it here, judging on that swing that from Minikata. He was a little behind on that last one.
0-2 count, no outs. In the bottom of the 8th, the pitch, that one's down in the dirt. Spanner blocks that one, but it'll move the runners. Man on third, man on second now.
Yeah, double steal there. An interesting call. Have to imagine that they were sitting on Rylander throwing an off-speed, which he did. A good job by Spanner to block it. However, both runners broke on the pitch. Nothing you can do as a catcher on that one.
It seemed like every single part of baseball today has been in favor of the Geneva Red Wings. The base running, the pitching, the hitting. Every single factor has gone in their way. As that one's hit right back over. It hits to Adamo. It takes a hard bounce. The second baseman throws over to first to Aylward. Gets the out. It's a sacrifice hit, and it scores 1 run. Yep. So Jaden Winod comes home, and it's going to be now a 9-2 ball game.
Yeah, that was just a good swing there. Hits it out towards second base on the ground with the infield playing back. That's just taking what they're giving you. They're saying that if you hit a ground ball, the run is going to score. You're going to be out at first base, but you still get your RBI. You still get your high fives in the dugout. Your team gets another run. You're now up by 7.
Christopher Gonzalo now steps up as moving over towards third is Slater. He represents the double-digit run for the Red Wings. That one is low. Goes for a ball. 1-0. And here from Gonzalo, he had that throw down towards first. He's also got a single and a triple on the day. 1-0, the pitch. That one swung on and missed there. He swung out of his shoes. It's a 1-1 count now, and he'll step out of the box to recuperate.
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth right there. An absolute hack at the plate there, just came up empty.
1-1 with 1 out. Pioneers not trying to let any more runs cross. As the pitch comes in there, it comes and hits the inside part of the plate right at belt level for a strike. Hit that corner.
Yeah, just a really good pitch there from Rylander. Just absolute paint on the inner part of the zone. In a 1-2 count now, going to try and get the second out of the inning.
1-2. Rylander gets set. He looks over towards third. He steps. He deals. That one is hit right back to him and heads towards Adamo. Adamo plays it on the bounce. He takes his steps. He throws to Aylward. It's another sacrifice hit that scores some more runs. It's 10-2 now. Geneva lead.
Yeah, I mean, talk about taking what they're giving you. Another exact same outcome right there. Another hard hit ground ball out towards second base with the infield playing back, which allows the run to score, but in exchange, you're out at first base. Another 2 insurance runs for the Red Wings. This goes from a 6-run game to an 8-run game.
10-2, Red Wings lead. Here in the bottom of the 8th, which may be their last time hitting if the Pioneers are not able to tie it up or take a lead. That one is fouled away. 0-1 count now incoming here for Briggs. Briggs has 2 singles on the day. He's 2 for 3 with an RBI. Bases are currently empty. 2 outs. Bottom 8, 0-1. Rylander gets his call from Spanner. The pitch. That one runs inside. They say it hits him. Came very close, and that will be the 3rd hit batter of this inning from Rylander. So now it's a man on first as it's the top of the lineup for J.C. Gamble.
Yeah, and Rylander just asking for some clarity from the home plate umpire on that one to ask where that hit the batter. Looks like they're going to say it grazed the side of the helmet, and may not feel great, but you still find yourself on first base.
That one goes outside in the other batter's box for ball number 1. It was too low anyway, so would not have hit on either spot. 1-0 for J.C. Gamble, who is 3 for 4 on the day. The pitch, that one's hit foul high against the fence. And he barks about how he wished that he had that one back. He could have swung that one well forward and gotten it well far. He's got the power, trying to use it to his benefit.
And looking at this power here, if he does hit a home run here, it would be a mercy rule walk-off.
That one's hit foul. I think the correct term in the PGCBL is the run rule. 1-2 count now coming in here. An 8-run lead by the Geneva Red Wings. Pioneers only able to score 2 in this one off a 2-run home run by Jack Gilward. The pitch, that one is low in the dirt. 2-2.
Yeah, if you're Rylander, you can't lose him here. You're just one pitch away from getting out of the inning. And while some damage has been done, just being able to keep it where it's at, give your bats one last chance to get you back into this game.
J.C. Gamble looks. The pitch. That one's on the ground. It heads towards Rylander, who takes 2 steps off the mound. He throws it on over to Aylward and gets the third out. So Geneva will be held to 10 runs overall through 8 innings. It's 10-2. Pios need a big comeback here in the top of the 9th to try and tie this one up or take the lead and head through this one here on the Pioneers Broadcasting Network. The Elmira Pioneers are sponsored by AIM Independent Living, AJ's Outdoor Power Equipment, Ann's Pancakes, Centralis Health, Blaze Brockway, Bully Hill Vineyards, CAF USA, Casa Trinity Prevention, Chemung Canal Trust Company, Chemung Supply, Coca-Cola, Council Rock Wealth Advisory Group, Dandy Mini Marts, Elm Chevrolet, Elmira Heat Treating, Chemung County Family Fitness Center, Finger Lakes Federal Credit Union, FM Howell, Glove House, Guthrie, Hilliard Corporation, Honeybee Made, Jubilee Foods, Kahuna's, Kennedy Valve, M&T Bank, Martha Lloyd Community Services, McDonald's, Papa John's, Pathways, Pinecroft, Rodney J. Strange, Serve Pro, Serve You Credit Union, Sheddens, Solutions Credit Union, Southern Tier Custom Fabricators, Susan Minchin Dentistry, Swan Morse Insurance, Texas Roadhouse, Tom South Corning Collision, the United States Army, the United States Navy, Vasco Brands, Wegmans, Wise Markets, Well Now Urgent Care, WETM, Wiggle 100, and Woodbrook Assisted Living. Thank you for sponsoring the Elmira Pioneers, and go Pios. Here for the top of the 9th inning, it's a new arm on the mound. Kosei Sakota stepping up here. He's got one more pitch to go. Pioneers need to score 8 if they want to tie this up and head to the bottom of the 9th. But right now, it's been difficulty scoring. They have just 5 hits on the day, 2 runs. Both of those runs scored off the bat of Jack Aylward. And it's been tough sailing, especially when they've gotten bases loaded, not able to score anyone.
Yeah, and it feels like that home run was hit forever ago. You think back to that home run back in the 2nd inning. Landon Birch was still on the mound for the Pioneers. Coach Drum was still in this game. Just a lot can change in a baseball game, and a lot has changed since just the 2nd inning.
Jose Sakana steps up here. Right now, if the score were to hold, in line for the win would be Barral for Geneva. Cannon Van Duzer would be in line for the loss. Although it was a tough time for him to come out after what was a short outing for Birch, as that first pitch is swung on a miss there from Ferranti for a strike.
Yeah, and Ferranti just trying to be aggressive against the new reliever, swinging to that first pitch. That one close to his eyes as far as height level goes, just a little bit too undisciplined.
Skoda's throw, that one from the right-hander is fouled back. 0-2 now incoming for Ferranti. Pioneers down to the last 3 outs to try and make magic happen. Anthony Labonte alongside Evan Beard here in Geneva, New York. The 0-2, the pitch. That one falls too high. Ball 1.
Yeah, spinner there coming in just a little bit too high. Can't quite get strike 3, but still very much in control of this at-bat on the mound.
Ferranti gets ready here. Set. Throw. Sakota, and that one's fouled back again.
Yeah, and every time that Sakota has gone to the heat in this at-bat, Ferranti has made contact with it with the exception of the first pitch. However, it's been a foul ball straight back into the net. Going to look to try and get a straighter swing on it and get a little earlier if he wants to get a base hit.
1-2 count. Sakota kicks and deals, and that one hits the corner, strike 3. Ferranti strikes out there, his second time striking out on the day. He'll finish the day 0 for 3, unless if he can come back up. And Manny Esley will now step up to the plate. And Manny Esley so far today is still looking to try and get on. He's 0 for 3 with a pop out, a ground out, and a strikeout. The first pitch to him. That one is fouled hard away. Strike 1.
Yeah, these hitters are on the fastball so far from Sakota, just not quite able to put it into fair territory up to this point. But definitely something to note that he's not able to get the fastball by them with effort, effortlessly right now.
0-1 count, 1 out. Sakota gets set. He looks down towards his catcher. He gets his high kick. He throws. That one is outside, 1-1. He's got a real high leg kick there before he throws through. Something to note of here.
I'm trying to think of which pitcher he reminds me of because it looks very familiar. I just can't quite figure it out.
Anytime I think of a high leg kick, I always just think of Dennis Eckersley, and I know that's not it, but the 1-1, that one is upstairs, ball 2.
I'm going to be honest with you, looking at the mechanics, this looks like a near 1-for-1 match to Shohei Ohtani on the mound.
I mean, that is a good match to have. One of the best players in baseball right now. Already above 17 home runs on the season for him with the Dodgers. Sakota on the mound, looking to emulate Shohei Ohtani, as that one is swung and a miss there from Esley. It's a 2-2.
But just that leg kick on the mound, the way that he comes set, the way that he delivers the arm angle, it looks so similar to Shohei.
I mean, Shohei, when he was coming into the league and was going to Los Angeles, he was down as this next Babe Ruth, and initially it didn't seem like that would be the case, but all of a sudden he went from one LA team to the other and just kept going. He got an MVP in the AL as that one throws in the outside corner. It gets Esley on the 2-2 count and a strikeout. Second strikeout for Sakota as it heads to the top of the order with Caleb Delaney coming up.
Yeah, and he goes to a fastball, says catch up to it. Esley just not quite able to get started in time, and now the Pios down to their last out of the ball game.
And up to bat comes Caleb Delaney. In his first trip as the leadoff man, he's 0 for 3 with a walk. Once again, a guy who normally plays in the 9 or 10 hole. Here, the pitch. That one is hit hard and foul off the end of the bat there by Delaney. Here, righty-lefty matchup between the pitcher and the batter. 0-1 count. Pioneers down to their final out to try and score 8 to get back into this one. Sakota, he kicks, he deals. That one too high. 1-1.
Yeah, good take there from Delaney. It seems like a lot of times he's come up today, he's taken the first pitch, swung at the second pitch, and while he's made solid contact a lot of times today, just doesn't quite have the base hit, but a good job to lay off there on the second pitch.
Top of the ninth, 2 outs. The pitch, that one is middle. As you may see, it's a 1-1, 2 outs, now a 1-2, 2 outs. Delaney down to his last strike. The Pioneers down to their last strike. Geneva trying to get their 5th win on the season. The bench starts chanting. That one outside corner, strike 3. Delaney does not agree with it, but it does not matter. That will do it for the evening for the Pioneers. It's a 10-2 win by the Geneva Red Wings here as they continue to try and bounce back in this one. They've been having some good games. That was Good morning, good afternoon, and good night from Sakota to get down the Pioneers. They moved to 5-11 on the season. Pioneers dropped to 9-7. Let's take a look around those standings here for the West Division. Batavia, they're 12-4 entering into today, and right now in their game against Niagara Ironbacks, they're currently leading 4-3 in the bottom of the sixth. The Jamestown Tarp Skunks are 12-5 on the year. Auburn 10-5. They have a doubleheader today against Newark. Elmira falls to 9-7. Still 2 games above 500. Niagara falls 8-9. Niagara Ironbacks, like I mentioned with Batavia, 8-9. Olean 7-9. Geneva moves to 5-11. Newark still looking for their second win on the season. And talking about this game, Evan, what would you say is the biggest factor that kind of contributed to how the Pioneers performed today and what they need to look at to continue to move forward?
I think going past the elephant in the room being Landon Birch only going 4 outs into this game before getting tossed, the Pioneers were having great at-bats. They were creating a lot of traffic. They just couldn't get the big base hit to knock anybody in. So I think it comes down to their situational hitting a little bit because they did what they could to get the runners on, but once they got the runners on, there was clearly more of an approach of, I'm going to swing for the fence rather than I'm just going to try and put a ball anywhere on the field where I can to get a run across.
And they're going to have to try and look at that because they're upcoming games. It's Newark tomorrow at Dunfield. Then it's another game at Dunfield against Auburn, and that is where the big factor comes. Does the bats of Auburn get on top of them? Potential opportunity to see Larson Birch come in on Friday and pitch there. Have to see where things end up lining up. Saturday is not a league game against the Buffalo Diesel, so will not affect their West Division standings. Sunday, though, it's a doubleheader over at Niagara Falls.
Yeah, a lot of baseball to be played for the Pios. They're going to have to put this one behind them if they want to hit that stretch and play as well as they can. I think what we saw today, not the best example of what they had to give, but still a lot of games to turn it around this week.
Well, that'll do it for the Pioneers game here today. They fall to the Geneva Red Wings in the contest 10-2. For Evan Baird, I'm Anthony Lamont. Special thank you to our owners, Robbie Nichols and Miss Nellie Nichols, alongside our general managers, Mark Witt and Tabitha Witt, and the assistant general manager, Jacob Rose. We say so long from Geneva, New York. The Pioneers fall to the Geneva Red Wings, but they will be back in action tomorrow at Dunfield to take on the Newark Pilots.